What's good, everybody? AB Media 83 here. And welcome to the Colosseum. And unfortunately, yep, we do have to announce some breaking news. For those of you who have been living under a rock for the last few hours, there was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump today. Um, just when you thought this election couldn't get any crazier, it gets crazier. Assassination attempt on the former president of the United States. Uh, Whether you like it or not, this picture right here is going to probably be in the history books. Now, the details apparently, Trump was shot in the, was glazed by the bullet in the ear and can be seen bleeding. But the Secret Service, of course, covered him. But before he left, somebody got this picture off, and he let the crowd know that he's okay. And from what I've heard, he's still getting treatment over his wound. Um, this is some crazy shit, and yeah, the election probably is over. It was bad enough before this incident, but and they're already, unfortunately, they're already butthurt blues online. Now let me be specific. Nobody that we know, nobody that I disagree to agree with, nobody we necessarily talk to, but there are other butthurt blues that are making insane videos talking about why'd you miss? You miss. Trump set this up. You think somebody with a silver spoon in their mouth while they're leading the polls set up a situation where they would get shot at? Really? Can't hear me? Can you guys hear me? Press one if you can hear me. Oh crap. Okay. All right. Cool. I was fitting to say I hope my sound okay. Um yeah. But yeah, I've done enough talking. I wish I could say I'm surprised, but I'm really not. There's a lot when people talk about Trump derangement syndrome, unfortunately, that's very real. And I'm not necessarily too surprised something crazy like this happened, unfortunately, because it's just messed up, man. We live in interesting times. And some other news: the gunman was killed, unfortunately, along with another rally participant. The gunman has been was killed by the Secret Service. Apparently, he was on a barn on top of a barn somewhere. Why that wasn't covered, I have no idea. If you ever seen how Secret Service covers areas around areas whenever there's a presidential candidate, somebody dropped the ball this time. If you've never been to a look, if you've never been to a rally, I've been to a couple of Obama rallies. If you've never been to one of those rallies, you can see the Secret Services on the rooftops of buildings when Obama was prepared to speak. They were everywhere. So how they missed this, I don't know what's going on, but and naturally, Joe Biden, Barack Obama, I believe Michelle Obama, and some other people have rightfully came out and denounced this act of violence. But yeah, it's crazy. There's an assassination attempt on Donald Trump today. And things were going bad enough for Joe Biden, but then this crazy stuff happens. Let me read some of your comments. You think they'll have security? I have no idea if they're going to use security drones or not. By the way, I already got 41 watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, support the show. Hit the Super Chat, support the show. But yeah. Uh-oh. What's going on, Z?
Oh boy.
Yeah. Things were bad.
It's done. It's done. If there was any doubt before that this man was gonna win this election, it's done now. It's done. Now he gonna play the sympathy card, and though they tried to murk me card, oh, it's done. It's done now.
Another lefty pointed out, you're not the only one, but another lefty pointed out, you do realize that you knuckleheads have just switched the Civil War argument, right?
Yeah. You just handed him the election. Number one. Number two, man. Once we hear who it was, I'm crossing fingers hoping it wasn't a Negro, but it wasn't. I'm putting money on that. But
From what I've heard, it was somebody from Antifa, but I got.
Oh, but that man, like, what did you think was gonna happen? Because okay, let's say Trump, gets out, you get Trump out of here, bro. Right. Do you understand what you just unleashed?
Yeah.
Oh, if you were to get Trump out of here right now, you unleash something ugly, and now you just, oh man, do you understand the mark you just put on the entire left of America right now?
Yeah.
The entire left of America right now should be like, oh, freak, right? Yeah. Because he's gonna win. He's going to win. So you just made his likeliness of winning even exponentially better than it was going to be already, and you just put a mark on the left. This is my estimation, right? So yeah, I don't think this looks ugly. This looks ugly. This man is about to run on this for the rest until November. It's a done deal. I'll pause right there. Y'all go ahead. Jesus Christ.
There's already some people going around talking about, oh, maybe he set this up, and I keep thinking about, wait a minute. We talked about it with a dude that was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. You really think he set himself up to get shot? Really?
They already got T-shirts with him with the blood on his face with his fist in the air.
I believe
it's selling them already.
Oh yeah, it's done. It's done.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay, what you got to say?
And he's going to talk a lot of shit.
Of course, he should.
And remember, he said, "Fight, fight, fight." Afterward. Oh, it's done.
50 Cent move over. 34 felonies and got shot. He's certified.
Bro.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Can the Teflon Tito Don get a hand from the American public? He stood the test of time by ducking that bullet. Just mere inches from the earlobe. God damn it, mere inches. Man. He's the best around.
Lucky bastard.
Hey yo, what did you just? Hey yo, what did you say initially? You said what was the first thing you said just now?
You want me to memorize what I just said?
No, I'll say it because it's very common. You said Teflon Don, He
Teflon.
Oh yeah,
right now it's a. Oh yeah, he gonna run with that now. Oh boy.
One time.
this man was
Hey.
the Teflon Don, and BGS said, "No, I don't think so." BGS disproves it. He's the Teflon Don. He's
It's
survived
over.
a
Right.
bullet.
All right.
It's
He is.
over. Mhm.
Well, I'll
Exactly.
This
say
picture is
Lucky,
gonna
It's
go.
lucky
over.
bastard.
It's over.
Yeah, this picture is gonna go down in infamy
I'll,
right here. Go ahead. I'm
well,
sorry. Who
I'll
was that
say
trying to get in?
yeah. I was gonna say obviously I think I sent the email out my perspective on shooting. For most
Mhm.
guys, 130 yards is really not that difficult to shoot under, even with crazy wind conditions. But I will say this: um, the CIA is definitely going to have a lot to answer, and with that moving forward, and I agree with Mr. Z. Anyone who's on the left
Mhm.
right now is going to be either underneath their sheets or looking over their shoulders because um, this does not. I mean, after especially, I mean, BJS. We was on this last
Yep.
night with
Yep.
and to see this magnitude,
Mhm.
I don't know how even any Democratic donor is going to even want to be associated with the Democratic Party until this thing clears up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And
it's
and if
over.
it is Antifa, if we hear anything Antifa, I'm hearing rumors of that.
No, no.
Oh, it's
So,
over.
Mr. Z,
Go
it
ahead.
is actually
Mhm.
is actually. I sent the email with some tier guys who are connected,
Mhm.
and they were getting guys who were there from their SWAT team guys text messaging back and forth. So, long story short, the guy is an Antifa guy. That is a
That's
fact.
what I heard. Yeah.
That is a fact.
Yeah,
And the
Good
that's
boy.
worst part is they're saying he's Asian American. Um,
Wow.
Oh, okay.
yes.
oh
So this is
a
like
Ooh.
twofer,
Well,
a
this is
so
really
twofer.
interesting.
You can't make this
Yeah.
shit up, man. Damn.
yeah. So now you
So.
have a lefty, an Asian,
Mhm.
and they
Mhm.
already say so. Um, this does look bad. This is bad,
Yeah.
bad.
Hey,
Like,
hey, 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 hey. You better remember
Mhm.
that Asian hate bill.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
They know the
Mhm.
Asian hate. Nah.
Well, they already
I
yeah,
had a
shot him, so it doesn't matter.
yeah.
I,
It's
I had a
and
conversation with a. No, go ahead, go ahead, bro.
Hold on a minute, Z. I got 55
Mhm.
watching. Put some respect on my like, but I only got 7 likes. Come on, y'all.
so
The
just to
commentary you will
finish.
find nowhere else.
Yes.
Yeah, to give
Hit
you
my
all a
super
little
chat.
bit,
Support the show. Go ahead. Oh,
to
Z.
give you good more details. So the shooter, um, so this is where it gets weird. So there were people in Trump rally who noticed the gentleman in the beginning, right? But he was blending in with the camouflage. They thought he was part of the detail.
Mm-hmm.
From what I'm being told, that he's actually a state trooper. Um,
Mm.
yes, it's not fully confirmed, but from the sources, they're saying that he's a state trooper. He was geared up as if he was military, like some tier one guy. But what made it even more strange is that he was crawling on the back of that container, looked like a rooftop container, whatever.
Hmm.
And I've said this in the email. It is quite strange how they didn't pick up on him quickly, because it wasn't like he was like, how can I say, 10, I would say 100, I would say 60 feet high, right? Because usually when you're at a higher level, it's hard to detect those things, especially if you're going to make that type of attempt, you're not going to be out in the open.
Right.
So that being said, um, you had other Trump rally, whatever, people rally who've noticed it and tried to notify it, but obviously he was already in a prone position, let the shots fly, let the shots fired, and he hit someone first, and I think his second attempt actually nicked Trump.
Mm.
And that's why these spotters that were
Mhm.
basically on the angle of Trump were able to pick up on him real fast and put him down.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
He
second
missed the first
individual.
shot.
No, so he hit a bystander first. So this is why
Hmm.
it gets
Hmm.
this is what, like, a lot of people say obviously 100. So to make this clear, 130 yards, especially if you're shooting like a 308 caliber, it is all you have to do is put the crosshairs on and let it fly. There's
Mm.
no magic there. It's
Yep.
something called rapid engagement. You don't have to do too much.
Everything.
Well,
Somebody must have walked in front of him.
yeah.
That's probably why.
So
That's probably what threw
yes,
him off.
yes, and this is why you notice when Trump heard the first crack,
Yeah.
which
Mm-hmm.
again, if
He looked
you can
back.
say he's old, but the man is very observant because you don't.
Mm.
Most people at the age are not gonna notice a gunshot, right? Like
Unless you're from New York.
unless you're
Yeah.
okay,
That's true.
right,
That's true.
And he's from Queens.
Yeah.
right. So he heard the
Those are the
first
low
crack.
paranoia.
He heard the first crack, and you can see that he looked towards the direction where the shot is. So that says to me he's been up to speed about if there's obviously an assassination attempt, where to follow, right? And then that's when that first one probably hit the bystander. The second one
Mm-hmm.
nicked him, and that's when. And this is another issue too that is being discussed. So they had a female CIA Secret Service woman. Trump is 6'2". They had this woman like 5'4" standing in front of him,
Mm.
which is already raising a lot of issues because they're like, if you're
Eyebrows,
gonna,
yeah.
again, shield the president, I'm sorry, someone at 5'2" is not going to work for a guy 6'2", right?
Right.
So long story short is there is a lot of stuff going on from the back channels. As I said before, the guy is Antifa. He's Asian. They're saying he's affiliated with the SWAT team for, but I forget what department. But it gets even more crazier because again, as BGS and us were on last night with Brother DC, this election is done. Like I, even if even any
Well, he didn't
thought.
sound like that today, but yeah, whatever.
Oh yeah,
I
somebody
mean,
asked
yeah,
me, "What do you think about it?" And I didn't know, and I said, "Congratulations! If they wanted to give me election, mission accomplished."
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
Real quick, let me shout out to Mississippi Delta. Thank God it wasn't a black man. I hear you. Yeah.
Should have
Yeah,
been a black woman.
that was actually the first thing I asked. Were they black? And somebody gave me a white skull. I was like, okay, understood.
yeah. So yeah, man. I'll get more details and send it to you guys. But
Thank you.
this ain't this. If the left ain't scared, shit, you better call Jesus now.
Yeah, they wanted. What about Project Trayvon? That people just took a shot. God damn it.
You
Yeah.
know what? I just looked up Trump's official Agenda 47. I might go over it because he actually has a video for every point.
I mean, at the end of the day,
Over,
my thing is my answer to all of that.
over it.
Even if white people say they about to bring slavery back, I'm like, okay, well, all you got to do is just do a little something for black people. You know, we ain't even got to talk about reparations right now. What you gonna do? Oh, okay, so it can't be that. It's
Well,
like you asking me to go to church on a Sunday morning. If it's really that serious and we about to go to hell, then clearly you gonna do something to indicate that. If you're not, then it can't
well,
be that serious.
someone pointed out one of the plans in there is if you like say you work 40 hours, they one of the things they claim in there is like they want to make it so you don't get any overtime pay. And I said to myself, no politician is going to pass that and
You
expect
talking
to
about
get
Project
reelected.
25? Project
Yeah.
2025? Yeah.
This is why, like, I don't even need to, like, I know BJ's, we got, of course, niggas don't read, but I don't even need to look into that because ultimately anything that y'all talking about in there is gonna have to subdue women and white women.
Yep.
Like the stuff from what I've been told that's in that, you're gonna have to. There's no way to just isolate it to where white women get to do what the fuck they want to do. I mean, hell, a lot of that shit is based on conservative values. That
Right.
literally targets white women. Good luck. Republicans understand that that's how they'll lose the suburban ones in their districts and stuff. Because, like I always say, there is no liberal law that has been passed that a white woman has gotten passed that conservative women have basically overturned. Abortion is kind of like a weird thing with that, but other than that, they're not going to do that. So my thing is politicians that are mainly men that are on our side, they have to get that done. And then remember, white women broke for Trump at least the
Yeah,
first time. So
but remember,
again, yeah, I mean, Trump got dog. Like,
but even BGS said this. You can't. Trump would never support something like this in the first. The man's from fucking New York City, man.
Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
not gonna you cannot be a hardcore New Yorker and really support a lot of those conservative values.
Yeah,
in Project 2025.
shit, you more likely Bush would have been more likely, but even Bush had its limits. It was really 9/11 and really tripped Bush out, really. And Bush had his limits, and truth be told, a lot of his administration, they weren't about. I mean, people forget Dick Cheney's daughter was gay. We talk about back then. They were just about getting the money and on some neocon shit. They weren't on the event. So again, that's already dead as far as liberals trying to use that.
Right.
It's like this. I mean, that's done. I mean, because at the end of the day, y'all already done. Now it's like getting crossed up, like really, like that is, and then for that to be like Asian too, like how do you really, like it, and then it's just weird. I mean, it's what are you really gonna say? And so you just have to accept whatever comes with that, because you know how Americans is when a white man, you know, Reagan, you already know how that is, and so. And then I'm just like I said, I'm glad they're not black, because as black people, we always like to enjoy when the scope, and I ain't even trying to be funny, but when the heat ain't on us for something,
Yeah.
that's like a weekend, and we don't get a lot of those.
We do have some knuckleheads on TikTok that are like, "Why'd you miss?" I'm like, "Oh gosh." I'm like, "Okay, y'all."
I mean,
y'all gonna play with that if you want to. If you can.
I'm trying to find out. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Even people kind of getting on here talking about it. I'm like, y'all better be careful talking about that shit, because these motherfuckers are panic. I'm talking about these algorithms, YouTube, all of that. So this ain't fucking Periscope, where you could just, that was the beginning of that live stream shit. Like you say keywords and shit, your shit gonna turn off, and then you gonna magically have your channel fucked up.
Yeah.
I even typed that shit in there with Brandon Jamal. I said, be careful, man, because you a newly $100,000 channel.
Real quick, so I had one of my boys call me, and the first thing out of his mouth is, "What you think?" I already knew what he was talking about, right? So and I said, so he was like, "Yo, like the left, the same thing we're saying now," and he was like, "Yo, like we don't even because he's even more left than me." He was like, "We don't even be on that," and I was like, "It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the numbers say. Like this is the big one." This is the big one. So it don't matter if most of the attacks be more right-leaning people. That's not going to matter for the next 5 years, quite frankly.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Or
yeah, it's a done
50.
deal. Yeah, it was a good point. God damn, you think 50?
I mean, the backbone of the left.
This is about to have some legs.
We're still trying to figure out what happened with the Kennedy assassination. Both of them.
Good point. Good point. Good point. Yeah.
And they just opened up all of that. Just remember, they kept all that closed for over 40, 50 years and said, we are not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still stuff that was blacklisted out, though. So.
Yeah, but I should ask the panel, with Trump going, obviously Trump had the ability to open up those files. Do you think now, after they tried, obviously he almost got murked, you think he's going to say, fuck it last year, let it all out?
Depends, because once you get into the office, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of collars on you. Okay, you just can't do anything for a reason.
Yeah. I mean, well, you might as well be asking, well, you think Trump gonna finally just say, fuck it, aliens exist, I'm gonna prove it? Like, no. Like, there's limits. Even when he know what the damn deep state is.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he was
and he been in there once before. And if they took, and here's the thing, if they took a shot at him, a lot of when that stuff is internal, that's a different thing. Because so I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just taking it with the election. Wow. I mean, when has it been this bad? I know you talk about some Dan Quayle shit.
It hasn't been this bad. It hasn't been this bad since the 60s.
Like the Dems are like, this is like some Bronny James.
They set all this stuff up in motion. They set all this stuff in motion. They set this stuff up, okay, for this kind of crap to go on.
By the way, I don't think this is just going to be now you buying into your Senate and Congress member seats. So
without question,
no, this is not just president now. No, it wasn't going to be just president anyway. But now, the Congress seats, some of those going to flip out. Probably wasn't up for play, and I definitely think Senate seats too.
You already know. I mean, the majority of the population is gay anyway, so. They'll be, that's who'll save them, the gay, the Jewish, that's who's gonna save them. So
that's it. Yeah, Hey, I keep on saying as a left, I keep on saying like the left keep on thinking they smarter than the right. You keep playing that game.
Yeah,
Y'all keep on thinking y'all smarter than the right.
They keep
AB, did they let you up, man? At all
what?
on the code breakers?
I didn't feel like arguing with Nagone and shit, man. I was in the back. I was in the back for a minute, but Paradox was taking too long, and I left. But by the time we left other people out, and Nagone got up there, I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, Nagone rubs me the wrong way. I just want to argue. I don't want to argue with him.
Oh yeah, I feel the same way. I feel the same way.
But I mean, I can deal with Renaissance Man and DC, but go ahead.
Yeah, you notice DC was a lot more tame this time around.
Well, I mean, at the end, I'm sure I'm sure he's right. He's right by the sun when it comes to the solar flares that's going on. So, yeah. And so that's probably a lot. And it's funny because the thing about it is, you can tell us stuff, but we both see it's too much. I mean, it's like saying the Matrix don't exist, and you seeing all these Smiths and all this crazy shit. I'm like, the game is broken. You need to put another update in that motherfucker, like right now.
On top of the fact, I was working on stuff for my channel anyway, so I was kind of busy anyway. So, but I was just listening in.
Just to be a little. Yeah,
real quick. By the way, all of y'all, if you don't mind, especially you, BGS, because I'm gonna try to get a panel in, but Dr. Jared Ball just got freaking G-checked by Julian Malveaux. Yes, the off the wall MIT economist. The light skin sister.
Julian is an old school pro-black man going on with 35 years. So trying to run up against her is
wait until you see that debate. Nah, she goes at him like on some damn near street shit. So the link is in the description box for my upcoming live. So
the thing is, she knows how to throw elbows because she had to back in the day. You just didn't hear about it. Okay.
I had to deal with real patriarchy. God damn it!
She's a stomp down hardcore nationalist. You don't think so, but she is.
I don't know if you're gonna side with her on this one. Wait till you see it. Yeah,
I may or may not, but we got to remember. Hell, when I was first, you might not. Well, you probably were born. You were a little boy when I first started learning about Julian Malveaux. Okay, especially in Pacifica, and then in the pro-black sector. So,
I mean, basically, where we are right now, I just got one question: Vaseline or no Vaseline?
As far as what?
It's a no Vaseline moment,
we're all fucked, But anyway, on a lighter note, have you all seen this? I know this will be like actually, it's not a crazy segue because they took a shot at him too. Have you seen the Captain America Brave New World trailer?
No.
I've seen parts of it. Yeah. Why?
Oh no, I was just saying it's a good trailer. They definitely they in that one they had black men take a shot at the president.
They try to blame it on him.
No, not it's the black the Isaiah Bradley Captain America. The one that when he was done, they gave him a good old prison and experiment him for 30 years. In the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Yeah.
I thought they wrapped up Isaiah Bradley.
No, basically what it is they trying to he probably got him invited because basically what it is Harrison Ford took over for General Ross.
Yeah.
So they addressed that in the trailer, and then he basically is saying he wants Captain America to be an official military position again. He's being nice about it, but anyway, long story short, he's giving a kind of a speech about, I guess, adamantium. And something, and then Isaiah Bradley just, he went shining on their ass and just took a gun from the Secret Service and just took some shots. And he was like covered by like some glass thing, so he was kind of protected. But and then he jumped out the window and everything's off to the race.
So in other words, it's It's his version of the Winter Soldier. So now
Yeah,
Captain America got
because they
aggressive.
didn't. They probably never got that out of him.
Well,
So it's basically it's a political thriller. They're going. Keep it simple. They're going Winter Soldier political thriller, but
yeah,
they're combining it with like how the Russo brother did Captain America Civil War, kind of that aesthetic. It's like that, but a little bit more darker tone as far as how they're showing it. It's
yeah.
actually really cool. The vibe was really cool. It's like, okay, y'all reshot this enough, and then they added Carlos Esposito in there too.
Yeah, so basically,
Oh, Giancarlo Esposito.
basically the Falcons having this Captain America Winter Soldier moment, and basically Isaiah Bradley is Bucky.
Yeah, and then they had I'm not gonna give away the whole stuff, but then they had the Hispanic dude Ramirez. He's like the new Falcon. So get the Hispanic thing in there because they had him pretty kind of prominent, not really prominent, but prominent enough to know he's definitely a sidekick. Here's the biggest thing about the trailer. They were talking about it's like this Israeli version of Captain America, like this chick. And she's in the trailer, but people were trying to say that's a big deal because of what's going on, and I'm like, not really. Talk about black people or our feelings are gonna feel that. Not really. No, as long as they don't do nothing, it's stupid. I mean, black people. I mean,
By the way,
I don't get this white obsession with why they act like black people are just overly supporting Gaza or some shit.
I got 90. I got almost 100 watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, support the show, hit the Super Chat, support the show. Continue,
$1
Ed.
holla.
Yeah, all dollars matter, guys. Yeah, and so just to end it, just to end it, apparently there's a lot of even black dudes behind the camera too. So it seems like it's a pretty good African American made led film. So quite a few black folks in it, black men in it. So it'll be interesting to see how it comes out.
Yeah, speaking of which, I just watched Tyler Perry's new movie. That on it. Just typical shit.
I feel sorry for you.
AB,
You an Indiana nigga, of course you watched the Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah. I finished that documentary on the Vice News documentary on searching for masculinity. Yo, man, I didn't know. I'm sorry, I'm in the know. I didn't really know how fucked these kids.
All I gotta say is all I gotta say about that movie is leave it to Tyler Perry to show one of the most fucked up sessions I've ever seen in my life.
Why so?
Man.
Okay, I'm just gonna spoil it because y'all probably not gonna watch it anyway.
No.
This dude died. This is how the movie starts out. This dude died. He tried to rob an old lady and she shot him dead.
Okay.
And the preacher is handed it to him up in the pulpit, and his mama's mad about it.
Okay.
And starts a ruckus. She has like 4 or 5 other boys, and one of them is the dude that's married, and he's a jackass too. As you find out later in the movie. But to make a long story short, the mother gets up, gets mad, takes the clothes off that were donated to her. No, I'm not joking. She took her clothes off and threw it at the pastor.
Okay, sounds like a black woman story.
I'm not done. She then tells them, she then tells them to take the body.
Take the body.
Yes. When I say take the body, no.
Take the body out of the casket?
Yes, take the body out of they literally took him out of the casket and took him out of the church and buried him in a field somewhere because I guess there's some rich black folk or something.
Okay.
So,
I mean, Tyler Perry knows what black women want to see. So
yes, he does.
Yeah, so we can't. So I mean, hey, we don't. It's not for us.
And that's all you go cater to. So I mean, with that being said, fuck Tyler Perry and anything he puts out. Period.
Have y'all seen that documentary?
Bad. Even black women are like, come on, man, come on now. This is crazy.
But they watching it.
Yeah, I know.
And they'll watch the next one
20 years ago. So.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't. Yeah, but did y'all see that the Vice Search for Masculinity? Apparently, they got that on like Apple TV, and yeah, I've seen it. It's here's the thing. This is what I will say. The dude that did it gave an honest shake. It wasn't like a hit job, but it's funny some of the people they had in there. They had Sandman in there, Saint in the Center in there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They had I mean Andrew Tate was like they literally went into one of Saint in the Center's summits. And when you look at, it's them Vice News, so whatever is out there is what they decided to put out there, right?
Okay.
And so they definitely got it looking like these guys are looking for family formation. It's not what you would think they would try to show to make folks look bad. It was a legit and honest look at what it is. Like,
Okay. Here's the question, Ed. Real quick. Good, very important question. On a 1 to 10, 10 being straight propaganda attack mode, what number would you give it?
It's like a 4.
Oh damn. Okay.
The people that they put, like, if the dude that was going attack mode, these are not the people they would select. Almost everybody, like the most quote unquote attack mode they selected was like Andrew Tate, and they were really like the spec. It was almost like, if y'all don't address this is the guy that's going to get it addressed.
Okay.
And so even then they didn't really make Andrew Tate look bad like they could have.
Okay.
Basically, they kind of the one thing a lot of people were getting mad about was they said they didn't mention Kevin Samuels, but they were saying like this started with the explosion started with Andrew Tate. And I was like, that's technically true, but that's because the gap Andrew Tate filled. One of the big reasons Kevin abruptly died, and it was like a rush of water in the gap that he filled because he was just now putting together what he was trying to do at that time. So, but even then, I mean, like I said, they had Saint in there and went to one of his summits. Apparently, Saint charges $800 for summit.
Right. Wow.
For 2 days, for literally that's $800, and he had like 48 people in there, and pretty much he's talking about the basics of like it's so crazy. It's like y'all, and these are mainly. Oh, that's another thing. It was only 2 black people, and it was like you look at it, it's all white folks, all white men. So it's not like it's just black men. He's like, no, these are white men. Got the money. He got that. He did that in Vegas. Showed that. They interviewed Sandman. So they asked Sandman, and I'll give credit to Sandman. They asked him the question about like where are the factions of the space, and the way he chose to answer it was he chose to answer it more like a timeline, which is it starts with the men's rights movement. Then it went on to like I think he said
history, yeah.
PUA, then MGTOW, then Incel, and he explained what those are. And then he went to say all of that stuff is really in decline now, and they asked why, because that stuff, a lot of those things they talked about is starting to be mainstream now.
Yeah.
So because I was like, it's not your place to try to say, oh, this is this is that. I was like, yeah, that was a correct way to answer that.
Yeah.
And there's everybody there knows how to communicate. Who else? Because Poor Man Podcast covered it, and then he privated it because he was pulling it up directly off Apple TV. It's like, damn. But yeah, it's a Vice News thing. It's a legit documentary. And this dude has like documented like the KKK. I mean, he's actually been up in there with them and stuff. So apparently he's like an investigative journalist. Oh yeah, it was this other dude called Alpha Man that was there since 2008. He's apparently got like 18 million subscribers on YouTube.
Alpha Male Strategy? Black dude?
No, it wasn't Alpha Male Strategy. He's a white dude. He's been on here since like 2008. And he's got like 18 million subs. But basically, he was doing what Kevin was doing like before, more like the help men stuff. And he was explaining the timeline. So they legit want to get how we got here. They had a woman on there too, and she was mainly talking about. She was trying to do the feminism, basically how we need to do this together. And oh, that's another thing she said. It pissed me off. So it's still a patriarchy. But she did say that the patriarchy is with the men at the top. She did acknowledge that, where it's like a handful of elite men. But I'm like, okay, feminism is never going to address those guys, though. Feminism has zero capability to address like the 1%, let alone the 1% of the 1%. Because even if you tap their money, that's only going to one chick. Like a McKinsey, you see what I'm saying? So it's like for you to say that. So basically, you fucked it up for other. It was funny, but see, yeah. So they but they had other people in there too. But I was like, wow. So
hey, BG has been having fun with AI.
Oh, they had Fresh and Fit in there too. But Fresh and Fit, they weren't talking. there was clips that they showed, and it wasn't like clips like they showed what they showed a little bit what they said, but they had Fresh and Fit, they had whatever in there. But the things they tried to make controversial was like stuff like when Brian was saying from a wetter, saying like if you're in a committed relationship, I don't want you going out to the bar. Like so the stuff that they put out there or stuff when the most toxic stuff that they were saying was being said was like when Fresh and Fit was saying you have to be the leader in this and this because this is what women want. As if this is the type of, and then they showed a classroom in Toronto as well, which just goes to show you how cooked Canadians are. And the last thing I'm gonna say is here's the thing.
No, Ed, I need you to go into that a little bit if you don't mind. How that classroom in Canada.
Well, first of all, the teacher looked like like the most like feminine dude you can have as a teacher, and he still be a dude. It was crazy. But when you listen to what these white kids were saying, I mean, they were giving answers, but it was like, wow, y'all got dads at home. But this is the main thing I want to communicate. The thing that like feminists don't like to talk about, and nobody likes to talk about, is you ask a lot of dudes what masculinity is, especially today. It's all oriented, especially when they're young like that. That's going to be oriented against what women are sexually attracted to.
Yeah.
Meaning what they see women are looking for or what they aspire as masculinity. So you're sitting here acting like these young men are getting these like crazy ideas, but a lot of this has to do. You can't say, well, masculinity is this box. Okay, you operate out that box, you're not getting no pussy. So when are we going to address that shit?
No, but here's the thing, Ed.
So when you look at what they were saying, when you look at what they were saying, everything lined up with what women would be attracted to. Go ahead.
Exactly.
No, but here's the thing though, and I'm glad you said it. But this is the problem. These people live in outlier spaces. That's what Anne-Marie Slaughter was saying. That's what they refuse to address that because they're the one who wife was okay working 10 years and earning more than him. So because they're like that, and they have one or two homegirls and homeboys like that, and like, well, my marriage worked, and I was a stay-at-home dad for 10 years, and it's like, yeah, but the average women ain't dealing with that shit.
But right? Even when they do, that's an economic thing. I'm just talking about on the looks thing. Because if you look at, on the looks thing, because if you look at the documentary, they were talking. He was a white dude. He was young, like they were basically masculinity, strong, and some of them were talking about, care about the people you love, be disciplined. They were giving good answers. These are not the answers that you would be like, oh my God, these kids, what are they doing? No, these were good answers based on what age they were in high school. But the most toxic ones were predicated. And then it's like, and then they segued into like Andrew Tate. And it's funny, they tried to change the ambiance of the music. And even some women were saying what, man, they were concurring with what the dudes were saying. It wasn't like they were saying diametrically opposite shit. In their same classrooms. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers know what the I don't understand.
It's still the outlier thing. It's still because it's still okay. Yes, a woman would like a man that could lift 200 pounds. Yes, she would like a fast, smart, strong man. But what about this one woman who wants somebody a little bit softer and more feminine?
Social engineering, and
exactly.
They run the limits to what they can do with that because, like BG said, the women have already said they don't want to do it. They all that shit. These ones see. Notice how these chicks don't tell the women that. See, when they're talking to the women, they lie.
100 exactly.
Like that's
why I called him out about it.
Because if they say it the way you said it, they're gonna push back on that shit.
Yeah. Well, that's why I call out the people that I call out the way that I call them out. It's exactly what you said.
And
you know what I think the
goal is? Paris Milan, because she done apparently gone. She got the full Keisha starter kit now with pink hair.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. Hey, bro, she married now, so it don't even matter. She out the game.
I was never buying that. I don't cash bullshit.
I mean, I'm not saying she was, but you can tell she didn't give it up. She didn't gave up hunting for white dudes.
She married. She married.
You ain't gonna get no white dude looking like that. Not with no full starter kit. Not looking like sexy red.
No, she got the Nigerian husband, so she good. But
that's true. Oh yeah, that's true. So she can rest in her.
Wait a minute. Speaking of sexy red, someone showed me her BET performance. God damn.
Bro, I don't even want to know. I still ain't see it yet. I still didn't see it.
Why did you let somebody do that to you? You were assaulted.
Yeah, what you expect?
You need to tell somebody.
Wait, AB, are you hurt? Do you need some help? Do you need
Nah,
us to call someone for you?
No, it was that bad though, man. It was like did somebody in her life give her some singing lessons? Good
I
lord.
did see that that Ice Spice twerk where Ice Spice looked like she got sent to hell and she's sentenced to twerk forever.
Oh wow.
You know how people say you gonna smoke these cigarettes till you hate them,
No,
like that
wait.
old school
But
parenting.
Ed,
It sounds like they
I
said
don't
you
want us to
gonna
get too
twerk.
far from this, Ed, because this is the thing with this. I really think the goal is to not say nothing to the women, feminize as many men as you can, and just let the women deal with what they got to deal with.
Oh,
That's not gonna work because the men are pushing back.
Yo,
side
yeah,
note,
But they have to try though.
yeah.
Andrew
Thank you.
Tate, but I'm gonna tell you, Andrew Tate was a nigga wake up call. I was saying that in the thing because I did this offline and I'm gonna upload it because I'm doing it in 3 parts.
yeah.
I said Andrew Tate was Andrew Tate had like Andrew Tate because he didn't do this on purpose. Andrew Tate created character in order to make a movie. He was trying to do more
Okay.
like a Ty Lopez thing without spending money on ads. If you
All right.
understand what was going on behind the scenes, which I do, and what he
Slow
was
down, Ed.
telling folks,
Yeah.
if you understand what was going on behind the scenes, which I do, that was strategic. But the problem is that met like when Kevin Samuels passed, that like met something that even he didn't anticipate, and he was probably on some fuck it, let's see how it goes, and it just turned into something where the right people were like panicked because the trajectory and the speed at which that was meeting that stuff. That's why you had in UK they got these classes about anti-Andrew Tate. They were panicking, and so they know
Okay.
that
They
if you don't do
underestimated
Hold on, wait.
how
something,
many.
All right, guys,
I'm
hold
sorry.
on.
huh?
Thank you, Craig, for the super sticker. Let's see if I missed anything else. Okay. Z, I noticed something interesting. I don't usually pay attention to Bowser, but something came across
Mhm.
my feed. Even she's calling for Joe Biden to step down.
Oh, yeah,
Either what? Say that again.
Even something came across my feed. Even Bowser's calling for Joe Biden to step down.
I mean, it's very clear. It's so like you're gonna get this because they and she thinks she's slick too because it's she has a shot in hell idea that Kamala is gonna get in there. Get out of here. I put money.
Oh
That's one of her motivating reasons for saying that.
boy.
It's not gonna happen, people. It's just not
Okay,
right.
BGS, seriously. Your
Mhm.
thoughts on them replacing Biden with Kamala?
It's a
Really?
losing proposition. It's not going to happen.
Mhm. It's even worse than his chances.
Even the paradox finally
Mhm.
got DC to see the light, but it's not going to work. Okay. And
Mhm.
he said the same thing I said. You cannot establish a candidate within 3 months. Okay, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
BGS has like a whiteboard when certain people, accepts he's right. He's like, all right, finally, cross this one out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally.
It's not a white, it's a chalkboard. You got to do it old school.
Yeah, and in fact, it took his buddy to actually point, hey man, you're nuts if you think that it takes about a year and a half to establish a candidate you're not really comfortable with.
Oh, I forgot I had this. I got this clip, this thing just for you, BGS. Sometimes you have to take the crayons out.
The who?
You
Take
see
the
like
crayons out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is the issue that I'm having in this space, right? You have a
Okay.
whole bunch of people that said they're politically savvy, okay,
Mhm.
and they're politically knowledgeable, and they've been doing this shit a long time, and then they turn around with this little hope shit, like they just got off the boat yesterday, with
God
oh,
damn.
if we just replace this guy and replace this person, I said you have a
Mhm.
fucking split party, okay? You got half his party trying to throw him under the bus, okay? That's a
Yeah.
recipe for disaster, okay?
But
They said
And
I
like
gotta
even
wait,
Nancy.
y'all. But I gotta get on
One
BGS
time,
real
one
quick.
time.
let
No,
me
I
get in
gotta
real
get on.
quick.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, AB. I gotta
Go,
cut you off.
please,
Let
get on
me
me.
get on you,
Let me get in real
Get
quick.
on, get on
because
me.
I think as an elder, you really underestimate how important hope is, and like that, and even for the brothers that are political savvy, I don't think they're not. I think that this right now, what everybody's living is warping people's mind. I'm watching it in real time. I'm watching people crack, and I think you're right. By the way, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that hope thing is the drug, and
Yeah,
people will fall
but
for it.
it's time to be
Right?
fucking adults.
Hold on,
And
wait a
You're
minute.
right.
One at a
I
time,
agree with you.
One at a time. Let me get in.
Hmm.
Let me get in
Okay.
first.
Hmm.
Well, to BGS's point, it's not just that the Democratic Party split. Democrats, I disagree with, are the ones going after him.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the thing is, I understand the regular people, okay, like
Yeah.
my family and stuff like that. My mother said, your boy got shot at. In other words, she thinks I'm a Trump supporter, right? I'm not. Okay, she doesn't know that I really don't care one way or
What?
yeah. Oh, my mother thinks I'm.
Hold on, BS. Your mom even
Wait
said
a
that to
minute.
you. Your boy
She,
got shot.
yeah. If she thinks that because I'm not a Biden supporter. So basically,
How?
with black women, either
I
either
know.
I
in or
mean,
She
out.
believe in the
remember,
binary. It's a
y'all
It's
binary.
a
gotta
binary.
remember,
Yeah,
it's BGS's mother. People,
yeah.
you're forgetting. Yeah, that's those people are allowed to
My
be on
mother's
some blue
85
vote
years old.
blue, no matter who. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
I get
85 years old. Well, what I'm saying is, I expect that out of my mother, my sisters, my brother, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
they're civilians, right? What I
Right.
don't expect is people that study this shit on a fucking daily basis.
Allegedly studied this shit.
It
Allegedly
says a
study.
lot about her that she didn't disown you, even though, especially being that age.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, she can disown me. What good is that gonna do?
I
Mm.
mean, look, I'm
See,
just saying. I'm just trying to be positive.
because God rest your mother's soul, right? When a parent gets older, they're worried about you disowning them.
Mm. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good point.
if they not out of their mind with
Uh, uh,
stubbornness, because some
yeah,
of
well,
these people.
I understand, but the thing is that at a certain point, you know, God willing, I got 10 more years, but at
Hmm.
some point, you're gonna need your kids more than they need you. You worry about them disowning you rather than the other way
Oh
around.
yeah, well, it comes down to what you put in that work, and people give deference. I mean, they do, because the older,
Yeah.
because if you did even approaching the right thing, the older your kids get, the more they respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
So that always, and black women be getting a lot of
but
deference. So you
But
gotta
here's
really
something
fuck
to
up. You
consider though.
gotta
yeah,
really
yeah.
fuck up
Here's
as a
something to
black.
consider,
But they're
Chris.
really
Go ahead,
concerned
G.
about their kids not disowning them. Go ahead,
But no, this is for you, Ed, all of us actually on the panel. We
okay.
watched the left go into loony land when Trump won the first time. You watch
Oh yeah.
Rachel Maddow become a goddamn conspiracy theorist in your face overnight.
You
So
watch. I watch
so
it.
listening to brothers kind of sound like this, even brothers that I might share a lot with politically, ideologically,
Hmm.
I'm not surprised that they lean into hope. No matter the
I am.
education, no matter the training, I I understand BJ's, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm
There's,
not.
Well,
I watch these people crack already.
I understand, but thing is,
Hmm.
this is what I'm saying, right? There's a level, okay? There's a level when you're in the red pill, you're close to that black pill where you actually see the world as it's supposed to be, right?
exactly.
True.
It is one thing to have hope, okay? Hope is one thing, but
Hmm.
to go into blatant stupidity, okay?
Mm.
That you
Yeah,
that
that's
It's
what
that
I'm.
like
you
if you're,
That's what I'm
that
really starting to
that
see
Yeah.
that,
on it.
that you're making up shit that doesn't exist, okay? You
it's like if y'all started going in the blue pill territory. Do not believe that y'all not gonna be held account. Like y'all just start flipping, y'all talking. It's not we understand evolution, but it's because all right, this nigga's getting old, he's getting tired, so now he's about to start lying. Because that's usually what happens. If people get to a certain age,
uh
even in my age group, if you get like 39, 40, 41, you want that baby. So you start,
come on,
throwing up
female.
them proverbial white flags and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've seen some people flip on us like that.
They stop fighting. Yeah, they stop
Yeah,
fighting.
that's
Yeah.
essentially what I'm
Hmm.
interpreting what BGS is talking about. Because here's my thing. My
Hmm.
thing is this. This is not like, okay, you woke up and this is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
The Biden said that this was going to be transitional. He got in there the same
Yeah, he did.
day telling Al Sharpton, you better talk to them brown motherfuckers. So
He
clearly they
literally,
were lying.
literally.
And
Hmm.
so all you motherfuckers, and here's another thing for the Democrats, and I'm technically registered Democrat.
Yeah, so am I.
Obama got away with all of that. We gonna give him. I understand Obama had to do what he had to do on a lot of stuff, but Obama used the credit card up on I'm just gonna hope you do it, and I'm gonna let you do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Biden
Oh,
has been in the game a lot
okay.
longer than Obama,
Oh,
and
the thing is with Obama, okay, let's call it a buck, man, because I remember the first time I saw Obama, I think it was 2007.
Mm.
I think
and
early
also the
2000.
country wasn't
Okay,
fucked either.
Wait a minute.
hold on, Ed. goddamn. I said I saw him in early 2007 with Michelle Obama, and they were campaigning in Iowa. That's what I knew he was going to get, right? Okay. So I've been following him ever since then, right? The thing is, when Obama got in fucking office, right, basically, with all those white folks are still upset, man, you could not put a black label on a bill, otherwise it's going to get killed automatically, right? So he had to find another way around. Okay, shovel-ready projects. That's where a lot of black men went to work. Okay, all this stuff about jobs for Americans. That's how he got all those immigrants, or we call them immigrants now, illegal aliens out of the country. Like I said, he shipped more illegal aliens out of the country than anybody else, right? Okay, he basically he dropped the prison rate, the black men in prison.
Yeah, the disparity, the drug disparity.
Yeah, he did a lot of things, but the thing is, one thing I have to give about Obama, him being coming out of Chicago, he's clever how he words shit. So the thing is, did we get a bill with our name on, like a black bill? No, you didn't. Why? Because
he's a good uppity, as they would say. He's a good uppity, as they would say. No, I'm playing. But no, I know, and even still, I acknowledge those things. What I'm saying is, from a perception standpoint, because there's a reason you don't really see Obama campaigning. The when Biden,
he doesn't like
Biden, Okay, that's it.
Doesn't like that group because and that's what I've been trying to tell you guys.
And he said Biden would mess it up. That part too. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell you guys in a certain way, right? I couldn't, blatantly come out and say it. Okay,
you gotta go behind the wall.
You see it now because they're talking about how he's behind the scenes, putting the knife in the drawer.
Was Susan Rice, Hillary Clinton, Biden, and the whole group were all, Samantha Powers and
Victoria
Newman are all in that particular group, right? And Obama had to check them, okay? Constantly had to check them and check some of the stuff they did, especially after Benghazi, okay? Especially after Benghazi, Obama kind of, shunted that group, right? He kind of closed them down, right? See, Biden's part of their group. And notice that group came back into power when Biden got into office.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and I mean, and
that's why Obama's not feeling that group. Okay.
Okay, and yeah. So my overall point, and that's all that's true. My overall point is the perception of America. Motherfucker, Biden was on a short leash because of age, because of a lot of stuff, and also, I mean, he had to deal with a lot of that Benghazi too. He was in the administration. And so basically you get in there, he basically lied. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't believe Biden. I believe Biden intended on running and Trump running again. I think he just said what he had to say.
He didn't.
Well, I'm trying to see the flip because some of the stuff he was.
The flip is the stuff, the agenda that they were on didn't work. Okay, had everything gone smoothly the way that they anticipated to run, okay, with Ukraine and with Gaza and all the other kind of stuff that they had anticipated, and then he would just hand it over the reins to Kamala Harris, whoever was next, because his job would have been done. Guess what? Shit didn't work. So now, guess what?
Big gamble, big loss.
Big gamble, big loss. Now they have to clean up the mess. That's how come they want him to prop him up for another 4 years trying to clean up this mess.
Okay. No, I hear you. Yeah, I'm just thinking from their perspective. I'm like, yeah, that's
from whose perspective?
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just thinking like that's you gotta vote for us. Why? So we can fix what we fucked up.
No, like they can't say that.
But I know. That's what
Why do you think they had the NATO summit in Washington D.C. See all those worried looks on the NATO leaders' faces? Okay,
because they about to get Trump about the audit they had.
Because they're all in on this particular. I would say gamble. I'm trying to figure out another word for it. But they're all in.
Hold on, wait a minute. BGS, can you imagine the looks on their face when he announced that instead of linking names like President of Ukraine, Vladimir Putin?
They already know. The thing is, and that's why that's how come sometimes I start getting irritated. Especially shout out to DC. We start getting irritated. Okay, you're trying to manage the guy that can only exist or speak between the hours of 9 and 1, supposed to be the president of the United States. So we have to babysit a president.
Pretty much, yeah.
Is that where you expect people to elect a man that you have to babysit? It's supposed to be the leader of the free world. Really?
I got a question, BGS. Do you think Trump is like the worst person to get elected for the agenda they're trying to do? Like, if there was like
for
another
their agenda.
Republican, would it not be that bad?
I think at the end, if they had their druthers, okay, Nikki Haley would probably be the person they would pick. If Nikki Haley was probably running and probably had a good shot at winning, Trump Biden probably would bow out. Because
Okay.
Nikki Haley's on the same kind of track.
She officially drop out. AB,
Not
one of y'all.
instantly, but
She would, basically, because Nikki Haley, and that's what was it? How you pronounce it?
Vivek.
Ramaswamy. He actually accused her of that, and he was 100%. That's like she had to close her mouth because she's on the same kind of time as the rest of them, right?
She is.
So that's like they talk about the left and stuff like that. You know what, AOC? Where you been for the last 2.5 years? You haven't heard a
I
peep
said
out
it.
of you
Y'all heard me say it.
right? So all you so-called progressive far lefties with the big mouths, y'all ain't heard said nothing in the past 2.5 years. So I'm done. What I tell you about limousine lefties, Mr. Z?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been so AB will be a testament to this. So I've been sitting when AOC got in there. I think she bucked the system for a good year, maybe a good 9 months. I think they bought her off. They bought her off. She quiet now. So number one. Number two, what makes Nikki Haley a viable candidate for the right is she understands how to wield the mechanisms. Number one. Number two, and she'll play ball. She'll play ball.
She'll play the agenda. She'll play the agenda, the same agenda that the group that Biden's on. Okay. And she and that's like a Vivek called her out. Vivek called her out on that shit. Okay.
But Vivek would play ball too. He's full of crap.
He probably will, but the thing is, he lifted her whole card. Basically.
You're right. You're right.
Was Vivek supposed to know?
Huh?
Was Vivek supposed to know enough to be able to do that? Did that catch her off guard?
He wouldn't know how to wield the mechanisms. I don't think.
No,
I'm not talking about wield the mechanism, but know enough to call her out on a stage. Like
he's got. If you got advisors worth their salt, they with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
And Mr. Z, to your point with AOC, they bought her out with giving her a husband, and look at the color of the husband she got.
I mean, no, she was already with Buddy Rose.
That man is keeping her in check because think about it. Before she was married, she was moving like a feminist. Since she done got married,
good point.
What is she moving? That's why you haven't heard a word.
She moving like a Latina with a white husband. That's how she moving. Oops.
Goddamn right. Get in line and step and Texas, bitch. I ain't playing with you. You stay married, don't you?
I said this already, right? Like I watched a collage of a white dude trying to mock all these women of color that's feminist, and the white man is the devil, but they got white husbands. I'm like, I hate when white dudes act dumb and obtuse with this shit. Y'all know what the fuck it is. Stop acting dumb, nigga. Y'all the one with the power. Them hoes is gonna pop they shit, but they still gonna marry y'all, and y'all gonna be glad to take them. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Right. Shut the fuck. I hate that shit about white dudes. They act like they don't understand what system their ancestors created. Don't put me in a room with these niggas. Do not.
I mean, that's one of those things where I'm just gonna be quiet because at the end of the day, these motherfuckers know what they doing and they know the game they playing. But ultimately, it's because this dude have been this dude has got a crash. Basically, Trump has got a crash course in being a nigga in like 6 months.
Who, Trump? No.
He done been shot at. He done gone to jail. He done been convicted. I know, I'm playing, but he gonna get in that White. You think he gonna get in that White House and it ain't gonna be no boy? I'm curious who he gonna get to be in the Justice Department. That's gonna tell me a lot.
The thing is, either he planned or he's extremely lucky. Whatever it is, whichever way, man.
I thought that too. By the way,
yeah,
I said initially.
I said, yeah. It doesn't matter,
and it's not beyond him, by the way.
No, it's not. But the thing, this is why I checked to see if anybody was killed. Okay, if nobody got hurt, that's okay.
Hey, bro, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I was gonna say you got 3 people killed. That's okay. Well, it's probably legit. Okay. The thing is,
shit, maybe. like I want Merca Patsy. Stop it.
Well, the thing is, nobody got killed. Then we know for sure.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
If somebody got killed, then okay, maybe not, but say we have to lean to the side of okay, this is probably legit. Okay, and lean to that side.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So the thing is that, and right after the speech too,
You see what I'm saying?
Oh my
I'm telling you.
God.
What happened with the fit?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I haven't seen that picture yet.
And
really?
then the wait the and I'm saying wait because that's what he was saying, by the way. I'm not saying wait because of the conversation, but he was literally saying wait, and then he put the fist up and fight.
Yeah, the bump,
I'm like,
bump up. Then he said, "I gotta find my
This out,
shoes."
Mrs. E.
yeah.
Check this out. I was really watching.
You see what I'm saying?
There you go.
Oh,
AB, I can't hear you.
somebody said they turned it into an album.
Oh yeah.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah. Okay.
I was watching it as
Oh,
it took place.
with the American flag behind it, you can't do no better.
I'm telling you,
Oh,
can't.
yeah.
This is about as American as you get. It's
Yeah.
over.
It's
over.
It's over. Hey, and what is the Sh0t say?
Finito.
It's over.
It's over.
But
Hey,
check this out, fellas.
I
I'm
wonder
really
what
thinking.
DC's drink of choice is right now.
No,
Look, we can't keep on cutting off AL. He about to shoot this shit up. Go ahead, AL.
I'm really thinking that this was staged because if you look at how it went down, if you really pay attention, Trump was up there giving the speech. The first shot rang out. Everybody was kind of looking around, acting dumbfounded. He kept on talking. The next thing you know, 3 former Secret Service agents jump on him.
Yeah.
He's trying to fight through him, putting his fist up, talking about God bless America, this and that. But in the beginning of this, we didn't see no blood by the ear, right? Think about it. They took him down. They all three, they got over him. You heard this motherfucker. Get off me. Now I got some more to say. Next thing you know, he come up, the little piece of the ear is cut blood. I'm thinking when as they had him down, he told one of them, man, just nick me. Y'all just nick me right quick.
You know, the thing is that maybe that's true, maybe that's not true. We don't know. Okay.
It worked. That's what I know.
It's too many things.
If he goes to the hospital, they can tell whether it's a gunshot or a nick.
Yeah, and another thing too is you got to establish motive. I'm not saying well, you got to establish motive. Too many. I'm not even talking about in the event. I'm talking about stuff with like how the polls are. There's too many things breaking his leg. Because you think, because at the end of the day, they are still in the White House. You know, if it needs to be proven that they did that, you think they not about to try? If you know, behind the scenes. So that's a gambit for what? When you're most likely to win.
I got 138 watching. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the Cash App. Support the show. Hit the Super Chat. Support the show.
Like I think I definitely see where Ed is coming from with what he said, and it noted. Good point. Right, but I'm sorry, I can hear myself. There we go. But yeah, no, I definitely hear what Ed's saying. Noted. Good point. I will say this though, my tinfoil hat is nice and snug right now. Right, my tinfoil do rag. Right, so I lean more to it not being that. I lean more to this being actually something that actually happened. No foul play, but I'm leaving open the window that there may be foul play. Right, so that's what I'm saying.
Well,
that's
got
my
4
official
months
statement.
to prove it.
It's a good point.
Yeah, it'll never come out. So don't hold your breath.
Yeah, this is high level gambling right now.
Oh yeah.
But if you see Trump just all of a sudden quit because he got a health issue.
Well, that's a big Why would he do it now?
Yeah.
Why would he do it now? If they really want to do something, then he just wouldn't wake up one day.
Because I would argue this is not only about America. Right now we have warring factions of political ideology big time right now. Not just America. Like what BJS was saying earlier, like NATO's future is hanging on this because Trump don't fuck with NATO like that, right?
No, so
so this is bigger than just U.S. internal policy and politics, right? A lot of this has to do with what's going on foreign. So Biden and Trump are going to war on something larger, the feeble-minded versus the lunatic once again. So yeah, no, this is bigger than just U.S. Domestic
well, that's a white man with white problems. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of
two white men with two white problems.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, this stuff, they made a decision, they went all in.
Yeah, but who has to pay? Whose ass does it come out of when it goes wrong?
Yeah, that's true. But
y'all forget. Where do you guys think you guys live? In some other country?
I personally think Trump is just gonna make them kiss the ring, NATO, and extract
not after this. Trump is anti-NATO. He's been anti-NATO. That's why they don't want him in. Okay, especially since NATO for 2 years campaigned against Trump, and they actually helped the Biden administration try to bury Trump. So he's not going to be that forgiving.
And he's not. Him and his family are not as invested in Ukraine as Biden and his son is.
No.
There's like
That's why they all trying to make phone calls right now. They say we gotta make a further. We gotta.
As a matter of fact,
there's not
even
enough paths you can kiss.
before Victoria Nuland, I'm surprised we don't often mention that goddamn supposed air quotes leak tape of her damn near picking the future leader. This was before Zelensky.
Yeah.
But like her picking the future, like when I heard that the first time, I was like, oh shit, y'all so goddamn blatant. This is so blatant. Like this is scary blatant, right? So yeah, no, I'm surprised we rarely ever mention that. So no, this the Democrats, I'll say, investment in Ukraine runs deep because it's right next door to Russia. So the whole encircling thing that they did to the Soviet Union back in the day, part two. But so Trump just doesn't care like that. Trump doesn't.
About Crimea and the Russian Navy. That's what this whole thing's about. But that's history. Okay, that's what they brought Newland in 2014. So this has been going on for a while. So and they gambled. Okay, and this is the fallout.
Big gamble, big loss. Like
big
I
loss.
said.
That's why you have all the realists, military and economists. I've never seen Wolf this active outside of his own.
Oh yeah, no, he's all over the place.
Yeah,
and Yanis is around too, talking about Israel. I'm like, hey, all right, keep up. All right, Yanis, you could get touched. You could definitely get touched, Yanis.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's not going to get touched because if they did touch him, that's one more mark against him, and they need all the brownie points they can get right now because it's beset. So,
no, I think they lost the narrative for a generation. At least the small hats have lost the narrative for a generation. And now it's about scaring us. Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's about scaring us now, the millennials and the Gen Z. It's about scaring us to shut up because they lost the narrative.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Whatever they built up, since the mustache man is probably gone now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's my point. That's my point.
Yeah, because the thing about it is, the thing about it is, and I'm gonna be real careful, but there's people got grievances outside of that bullshit. So that shit was like a shield. And all they want to make it like any grievance anybody got is not legitimate.
Yep.
They could have dealt with that before. And stop blaming TikTok. They want to blame everything. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that definitely helped to spread information. But TikTok isn't the only. You got obviously everybody's not on Telegram and WhatsApp. But the thing is, don't to say, oh, that's what it like. I saw it was. I'm gonna say stop blaming TikTok and then say a TikTok I saw. I saw a TikTok video of literally, and it was people filming them destroying humanitarian aid.
Yes,
they were literally stepping on it, stomping it, and I mean it. Right, I'm like, yo, like first of all, on some real nigga shit. Why are you not telling these people they can film? Are you all that comfortable?
They are.
They are, unfortunately.
Because even white folks are smarter than that. When they racists were smarter than that.
Well, they didn't used to be. They are now. They didn't used to be.
Yeah, because white people are not that bold.
They used to be.
Oh, you talking about white people? Oh yeah, I get it. Back in Simon.
Back in the day,
yeah, but even like it's like fuck that ball. Like,
I think they don't appreciate the time they're in. I think they were slow to the uptake of how this would turn out, and they thought they could go way further than the rest of the planet, especially the West, and the young people in the West in particular. They thought they could go way further with the human rights abuses than they can, and so they're super comfortable with doing this shit because they think that the young people in the West would allow it. We would turn a blind eye to it.
I don't obviously support Hamas. But on some game board chess shit, you let these motherfuckers like really play your ass. Professor Black Truth said something really slick. How they knew the right time to hit because they anticipated the reaction.
Yes,
and for you all to do exactly what they want, because even he said something. And BJS, tell me if you think this is right or wrong. As he said, if they would have went in there hard. And then pull back and then said, okay, we're going to open for negotiations and put the ball in Hamas's court to see what they were going to do. and then they did something stupid. But I'm talking about before all this stuff, they did all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
But back when the sympathy, nothing, the stuff with TikTok, none of that would have happened. But
He's right.
and I get the hostages, but it's beyond that. Y'all had something like it's beyond that. Like they really was like, oh,
Bro,
they got the hostages. It don't matter what we do.
From what
We
I've
go.
heard,
It's like
from what I've heard, they've killed up to like almost 200,000 people.
I don't think it's that many. I don't think it's that many.
yeah, I don't think it's that many either. But it's enough to where we see what the current state is. And even with America, it's like, yo, first of all, you have other countries that feel some type of way. I'm not even talking about the Muslim countries. I'm just talking about, and then it's America order type stuff. And then like, it's like, and we get it. Netanyahu was on trial, like for real on trial. And this happened.
It's a fact.
So he was already, So it's, and to be fair, there are a lot of, Jewish people. They're obviously against this. They understand the difference between Zionism and stuff. I will say this though, for the record, I like I said, I was listening at Grace Randolph's thing, and she was doing it shot by shot, and she literally brought up, and then she's not like political, but she brought up how, I think I said it before, but I don't know, how black people are gonna feel about the movie, because this Israeli chick is in there, and she's like an Israeli Captain America. And it's like, because it's weird. And I'm like, why are y'all acting like just as black people are not campaigning for Israel, as if black people ever really did
somebody
on the
to be
ground?
the face of anti-Semitism.
It's like now this is not our this is like our fault. Like as if black people were to start saying, if we started cooning for Israelis, this doesn't nullify how bad this is, because that's just how bad y'all have messed up. And it's this, I'm gonna blame the blacks, which is like incredibly we can't blame you for black. I'm like that is so like, I can't believe you're that fucking.
I'm about to drop. Let me address something real quick with that Ed said. Okay. So the thing with Netanyahu and all of them, from Ariel Sharon to Netanyahu, Bibi, right? All of them going back. All those people that say they're anti-Netanyahu, you're full of crap. You need Netanyahu on the line so that you can live that borderline European life in the Middle East. You're full of shit. You're full of shit, right? If you value your state the way it is, this little sliver of land in the middle of the Arab freaking area, right? In the middle of the damn Middle East, you're full of shit. Because you always are gonna elect somebody like that. You just don't like the tactics. You don't like this on camera. You don't like the bloodshed. But for you to have that piece of small hat heaven in the Middle East, where y'all got European style fucking living amongst a bunch of poor ass freaking Palestinians, then you're always gonna need him to crack skulls. So miss me with the bullshit. That's what I would say to the small hats.
It's worse. Go ahead. It's worse than what you described, Z. There's a bloodlust amongst those people. When you really observe and listen, it was a documentary that featured men who essentially settled Israel, and they described very lustfully what they did to Palestinian people, and they joked and laughed about slaughtering people. And I think there's been bred in that society the very thing that they lamented what happened to them.
They were victims of
in Europe, and I think it's real, and they're becoming less cautious about hiding it. And the social media is revealing just how callous many of them are on this issue. And so I'm very, I'm suspicious of what Hamas really is, and that's all I'll say.
It's just a group that Netanyahu's funding. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Goddamn it, AD, you beat me to it. It's your channel though.
And more to it than that.
So remember, he wanted them because he wanted for them to usurp the power of those in say it again.
The group's name is Fatah.
Exactly. The PLO. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. Exactly. That's what I was trying to say. Black Uru, right? But yeah, no. So I'm about to drop, but I'm gonna still listen. But yeah, Black Uru, I'm 100%. I just don't want to be called the the anti word, so like that's why I'm careful with this. I'm not anti small hat for real, but everything Black Roo just said is 100% accurate. And them people got issues that they gotta. Maybe they need a collective. Y'all need to go see a collective therapist for your trauma about the world not fucking with y'all. Exactly, the world not fucking with y'all for thousands of years. It's because you keep on doing this shit. That's why. Every time we look around, you keep on doing this shit.
Well, I'm just gonna invoke Batman Begins, what he told what to call it on the train.
Right. I'm gonna go watch it so I can remember.
I don't have to save you either.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah, I remember. Yep.
I'll have to kill you, but I'll have to save you. Yeah,
I remember.
And the look on his face, he's like, "Oh,
I wanted to about the Trump thing. Trump, in case y'all don't know it, Trump just got reelected.
Oh yeah, we said that.
Trump just got reelected.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, there are only one of two things can happen now. Either somehow Biden people prove that whole thing was a sham, or Trump just got reelected.
Yep. I mean, basically what I said was congratulations. That's you screwed. And y'all said that dude was Asian. So what was it? Because I haven't really looked into it. I'm not even gonna front. I've been doing other shit.
Yeah, what was that? James P, I think, said dude was Asian.
That's crazy. Well, that's crazy. And he said, was he an immigrant or no? He can't be an immigrant if he's I mean, he can't be like illegal if he's in the service. That's crazy. Yeah,
we live in some interesting times. That's for damn sure.
Told you.
They confirmed it was the Asian man, correct? No, we are correct about that, though, right?
I don't know. Remember Asian hate?
I mean, like it really matters unless he's connected to somebody. It doesn't matter what the color of the person is.
Yeah, I mean, unless he was black, then the news they love that.
It'd be better if it's a black female, though.
Huh?
No, better if it's a black female.
Oh. That's some novelty shit.
Was she yelling, the gynocracy, nigga?
Yeah. You're not gonna let us go. You're not gonna replace us.
Speaking of which, I heard a rumor that they unalived that little girl, unfortunately.
Unalive which little girl?
From what was her name? Nene
Brooks. The girl that was on the run from the
I told you, if I was running the group, that's probably what would happen to her.
Yeah,
you just wouldn't. Either you're gonna find her body, or you're not gonna find her at all.
Yeah, I haven't necessarily confirmed it. I heard it on TikTok, but apparently they found her on somewhere in Chicago, so on 89th Street or something.
Oh well, damn!
She didn't pop up. Hey, if you're in the game, you're in the game, man. I don't have pity for people that are in the game. Okay, I really don't. So that's just. I told my son that when he was coming up, if you're in the game, I'll come to your funeral, but I'm not gonna cry for you.
So you better take this basketball, little nigga.
Yeah.
The interesting thing
and to get really deep about it, it ain't enough women who pay the full price for the shit that they do.
No. No.
To be 100.
Yeah, that's true.
Ain't enough. Ain't enough of
it. I mean, it ain't. It really ain't.
I call it the dirty secret of the hood. The real reason why you'll never get rid of crime because we don't cut off the real corporates.
Oh yeah. They don't care. There's always chicks that are willing to. Even now they admit it now. What guy do you want, 9 to 5 or a drug dealer scammer?
Yep,
so
scammer.
Yeah.
I'm just like, thanks for telling me. I'll just go.
Absolutely. And I appreciate their candor. And then they got a nerve to get mad when you decide to date outside your race or you don't date them. It's crazy. It's like it is so crazy. Like how open people are with this shit. Like they really, the thing is, they really be out here thinking like shit can't get greasy. They really think like even when we argue with certain dudes in space, they think, man, they ain't gonna let these women be in the street. I'm like, nigga, they ain't gotta show it.
They don't have a choice.
Yeah, you act like they gotta put that shit on. There's a lot of like they don't be showing white people on fentanyl and open air drug market. They ain't gotta put this shit on the airwaves. You can show some shit on social media all you want to, but at the end of the day, like they ain't gotta put that shit. So you act like that shit's gotta be televised. I don't know, like
I think they think they think this stuff is free and there's unlimited money.
They really do. They really do though. And you know they do because they get up in Kevin. I want a millionaire.
Yeah, well, they want anything they want. Of course, so it's the social media. You can be anybody you want on social media. Well, Ford can ask for a 6-figure guy.
It's a pretty woman syndrome, is what I call it.
These are 4.
A 4, yeah.
No, y'all remember the Richard Gere?
Oh yeah, where the hooker can get the rich guy.
Yeah, it's that kind of way of thinking. I mentioned this earlier on Mr. Z's hangout earlier today, but people just choose not to pay attention. Hey, that's on y'all.
I don't know if you guys saw the post, but Elon Musk said he's all in for Trump. He's cutting that check.
Yeah, because now this will give people permission. Like, not saying that they were holding back anyway, but you'll probably see some people come out. Probably some celebrities, like, because you didn't. I mean, yeah.
I mean, dude got his iconic bleeding image. I mean, it's a wrap. The way white people operate, it's a wrap.
Man, you got black people already putting that on the album cover, like on as a meme.
It's a wrap.
Why not?
It's a wrap.
No, for real. Ain't nobody gonna be mad at it.
If I am Biden, I'm training every resource possible to try to prove that shit is a fraud. I'm doing everything to try to prove it's a fraud. Because that's the only thing I see now that could possibly stop Trump.
And he already had the debate, so you can't like act like I said, it's
it's a done deal.
I mean, this probably gonna help us get a black governor in North Carolina. They keep on trying. Every time I see a commercial negative about this dude, it's always him talking shit about black women. I'm like, you don't threaten me with a good time.
Look, when Reagan was shot and they were pulling him out with his thumb up, that fortified his presidency. He became stronger after that.
Yep.
There were a lot of questions about Reagan prior to that shooting.
Yep.
A lot of questions about, was there a mistake made? Maybe we should have kept
Carter.
Ford. But when he came out of that, Carter, when he came out of that, he was the cowboy who survived the gunfight.
Yeah, he was lucky that his press secretary walked in front of him, took that bullet.
Yeah, he was very lucky about that. That poor man never, never
lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
That's a good press. That's a good ass press secretary.
It's a done deal.
Yeah. I said the same thing. I said either he's a genius or he's lucky as hell. I don't know which one it is.
Probably is. He ain't no genius. That's a damn. I can't. I ain't no fan of Biden.
This guy. You say he's not a genius, but all he's done is fail upward. That's all he's done.
So it is Forrest Gump. So
that's some Palpatine shit.
Sorry, I gotta have a little fun here. You gonna get the fuck out. This is why you don't move in with nobody.
When I get a ride, motherfucker, you ain't got no damn ride. You gonna get the fuck out. Do you understand what the fuck I'm saying to you? But you be going to your boyfriend's house at what time?
Exactly. You living in the house.
When I get a ride, motherfucker, you ain't got no damn ride. You gonna get the fuck out.
The life of Pookie.
But you be going to your boyfriend's house at what time?
Life of
Pookie.
Pookie.
BGS, what did Charles say? God bless the homosexual.
Homosexual, yeah. The life of Pookie, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah. People think Pookie lives a wonderful life, and he does not.
No.
I mean, it's just
no. Pookie said, "Bitch, you gonna let this other woman come pick me up? You gonna give me time for this other woman to come pick me up?"
Yeah.
That's what Pookie said. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let me give me a ride over to my other woman's house. Fuck, you got to walk, nigga.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. It's what it is, man. But I let them live that life.
Yeah. Pookie, like I said, don't no free dick, man.
Mm.
That's why I say it.
I'm still cracking up at. I don't care for B Simone, but that skit she did with old boy, and she sit there yelling, and the dude just like, no more dick.
No more dick. Say another word. No more dick. Keep talking. No more dick.
There was a follow-up to that skit, by the way. Yo, there was a follow-up to that skit where they, like a few days later, they're in the car, right? And she's just like fidgeting while she's in the passenger seat. He's looking at her and said, "You all right?" She said, "Yeah, I'm all right." "No, you're not. What's the then you're shaking like a fiend, you're all right." And then she just drops the phone, starts crying, and he's looking at her like, "What the fuck's the matter with you? Come on now, tell me, what's wrong?" And she's like, "Oh," and he's like, "Well, why did you tell me? I know I've been gone, but Dick is not here. Dick is not here. When we get to the house, I'll rock it to you right." And no, not here. Wait till we get home. Y'all gotta see that clip. Really? Y'all gonna give me the crickets treatment? Man, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit.
The crickets weren't for you. The crickets was for B Simone.
Yeah.
Oh, you had me fooled. Oh, by the way, y'all need to put some respect on that on AB's Cash App right now. I'm gonna start singing $1 holla like Celia Cruz. You don't want me to make that song go for Cuban.
Oh man,
Give me that $1 holla.
these motherfuckers. Yeah.
In lighter news, gentlemen. R.I.P. to what's his name, Simmons. Richard Simmons passed away today.
My favorite gay guy.
Yeah.
Richard Simmons? You mean old
the so-called what is it, fitness guru?
Fitness guru, yeah.
Oh, I remember. What was it? He's the dude that Letterman almost wanted to manhandle when he came to the show. Because he got on the couch like, "Get off the couch! I'm not Oprah."
Yeah,
the alphabet community is taking one upside the head right about now. They're not like.
He was a nice little gay guy. See, he was all right. For a twink, he was cool.
He was good natured.
Oh yeah, they had Destiny on that documentary too.
Oh, Destiny on that.
He was in one of the clips. He was in one of the clips.
So they trying basically trying to tell us who the leaders are. Huh?
No, well, they got clips in there. Like everybody wasn't interviewed. Only like one or two people were interviewed. Yeah. Like with a question, but they got clips in there of like YouTube clips is showing what this looks like. It's funny, man. But it is exactly what we want. Ain't showing the niggas they showing.
The Sandman show his face?
Oh hell no! They had him. What's those little those little like the heart monitor things?
Oh yeah.
Where he goes up and down the green. They had like a black version of that when he was talking. Yeah, they. Okay. But they did show his icon with the female, Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
They showed that, but they ain't shit.
I'm sorry, BGS. I got to be petty with your favorite hoe here.
Shame.
Who?
Sharpton.
Oh, yeah.
Blacks that are standing there with him, have you no shame?
Shame. Shame.
Shame. Language.
Shame. 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 How's the pot gonna call the kettle black? Shame.
Blacks that are standing there with him, have you no shame?
Shame. Shame.
We didn't say that about Al in the 80s when he was taking handshakes and money from folks. We didn't say that about him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was paid by the Republican Party to run as a Democrat.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's a big.
What was that? 04, I think.
I think it was 04.
Yeah.
Definitely was 04. With
I didn't know he's paid by the Republican Party, but that makes sense.
Yeah. at RNC to run as a Democrat.
In other words, that was their Trump attempt. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Damn.
Did he even win any primaries? I don't remember.
No, he didn't win anything.
No, no. I think he only won like what, South Carolina maybe one time? It was one of the Carolinas.
It would have been South.
Yeah, it would have been South Carolina.
Oh, so Clyburn endorsed him, huh? Whatever.
I'm sorry. When Professor Black Truth be referring to Jim Clyburn, is that nigga Jim Clyburn? That shit never gets old. Sorry. Like, yeah, that nigga Jim Clyburn.
Y'all need to try to sloganize it. You say
I haven't listened to PBT in a long time, man. So
yo, he's at like 134,000 subs.
yeah, man, you know.
They shot his channel about 3 times. They be taking.
Yeah, you know, they never shot mine, but they put collars on it.
Yeah, basically, like he basically what he did was he stopped doing what he does about 3 videos a week, and he'll do stuff kind of in sports, you know, like if it's like kind of the Kyrie Irving situation and stuff like that, or like the Angel Reese Caitlin Clark situation, you know, from a white people are pissed off standpoint. And he said, "Yeah, I hate sports, but this is where you all are." So, and it's he ain't no fool. So, people finally realize him and Jason Black are the same person. So that's
Jesus Christ. It took that long, huh?
Man, people legit believe. I thought they were trolling. No, people really believe. I said, wow, you all are that fucking stupid.
They have the same delivery. That's probably why.
Yeah, that's true.
So
you like that nigga Jim
Crow Clyburn.
I mean, there's a reason he said that. I forget what it is, but that shit is funny as fuck, man.
No, my favorite from Professor Black Truth is Angela Rye with lettuce and tomato on the side. That's so fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, nah, man, for real. But yeah, he does a good job keeping people focused on what they need to be focused on because especially I'm sure. Oh man, I already know with this. I'm still looking for that Black Women You're Fired video. He basically explained the Ganaxi in 20 good minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm so mad that, and then they killed this channel. I was so mad I didn't download that. I would trade in like probably half of the downloads I got for that one because it explained exactly what it is, what Black women did, as far as what was the mind, how it didn't work, and it was like when Trump got elected. But yeah, I'm curious to see what he's gonna say now about this shit. It's gonna be. I don't know if you're gonna keep this behind the wall type commentary, BGS, or what, because you know how they are, as Donald Trump would say.
Yeah, I know how they are.
They're gonna be real. They're gonna be real touchy and sensitive. You better not say shit. Did he say anything? Did he? Yeah, but that Captain America shit looks good. So I'm gonna be curious. Like they don't look like they're phoning that in, which you would think they wouldn't with all the reshoots they did.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing like what they did with Blade. Blade.
They're gonna restart that movie, man. Damn.
I mean, dude quit. Dude said, "Fuck it."
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've been going round and round for how many years? About 5 years.
Yeah, because they ain't taking it seriously. I mean, they want to. I guess they trying to convince him to let a bitch do it.
Yeah, that's not what he signed up for.
Which ain't nobody gonna watch it.
Yeah, speaking of which, I ain't been watching that. I missed the last 2 episodes. I just don't care anymore.
Watch the first 2 and it didn't make sense, so I stopped watching it. I mean, it's really a movie for 12-year-olds. It's not really anything for adults.
What?
If you're a 12-year-old Disney female, then yeah, it's probably fun.
Well, you talk about the Acolyte?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've been watching people review it, and that I trust, but not watching it. The thing about it is, here's the problem. Here is the problem. Mm-hmm. Women are not like, yeah, it may be made for women, but women are not supporting this shit financially.
It's not made for women. It's made for little girls, and that's
and little girls are not support. I mean, it's like they want. If you want to just change what it is, then do that. But what they want to do is for some reason they want the men to still spend the money that made the value of the property what it is. And then somehow women are supposed to spend the money too. But the problem is girls are not spending the money. Even with that one, like the problem is that was sold as like a Sith show out of her own mouth. Yeah. So she lied about what this was. So I can see this is made for this. This is where we're going, and she stands on that. Fine, I understand that. Agree or disagree, but she sold it as something that it wasn't. So, and this is gonna be some After Earth shit. Just like how they in the trailers, they had Will Smith all in the trailers, and then you basically are seeing a Jaden Smith movie. Black people still ain't forgiving Will for that shit. Not fully.
Yeah.
Like black people were mad about that shit.
Women only like sports or action films or like superhero or whatever, Star Wars type affair. They only like that to the extent that guys like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If guys like it, the women will like it. They will be drawn by the energy and the interest of the men.
Yeah.
I mean that has, like, for example, that has been that was a fundamental issue with the WNBA, for example. And this whole notion of, well, why women aren't going to support the WNBA. Well, no, women are not going to support the WNBA until a critical mass of men support.
And there's no point for men to support it.
The women are going to.
They have to.
Well, whether they should or not, that's not my point, though. My point is that, again, when it comes to sports, anything kind of physical in particular, the women are going to be drawn by the interest and the energy that the men bring to it. Take football, for example. Do you really think, left to their own devices, women would be interested in football if men weren't?
No.
Of course not.
Well, the issue is they're trying to social. Everything comes back to they are trying to social engineer stuff outside of naturally where it bends to, and they're willing to lie to their shareholders about it from a financial standpoint.
The WNBA currently cannot be sold is on the court, right? It's been sold like what women like, which is drama. Okay, it's been sold like a reality show. Because if you notice, something that I suggested to Snowman like a year and a half ago, right? If you're gonna sell it, two things I would sell: make it a reality show like topic, and also sell clothes. Notice the shorts where they show women walking in their get-ups, right? It's almost like a runway, like every at the beginning of every game. So they're selling women what they want to buy. So women that are not going to buy what's on the court, what they're going to buy is the drama that goes on between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark and whoever, right?
Right.
And also the clothes that go along with it. So that's what if they're smart, that's what they do. And that's what I'm saying. Now they're being smart. That's how come the popularity is soaring right now, is because they're selling women what they want, what they really want.
Yeah, and then they try to blame men for what, and that's the thing it comes back to. They never, and Bill Byrd brought that up. They never want to blame women because women are going to tell them that, and then they have nothing to say. Women, so they always notice how the complaints, like for instance, take Captain Marvel for example. More men saw that movie than females.
Yeah.
But it's always the men's fault. So at what point are the women, if you have 3 superhero women and literally a Charlie's Angels type thing with Samuel Jackson as Charlie, and even how he was in the role, like the comedic tone and stuff, and he has a relationship with all of them, Kamala looks up to him, because he's Nick Fury, Captain Marvel respects him. He's working directly under, Tiana Paris's character working directly. She's working under him, learning. So it's all this like a Charlie's Angels thing. And I said, if you do it that way, that could work if you execute it. Women don't see it, and men will be fine with it because you got Nick Fury. It's how you do it. The problem is they fucked up with the villain. That's where they fucked up. But y'all want to blame men, and you can blame men all you want to. At some point, people are gonna look at the numbers and be like, yo, men, maybe less men are seeing this, but the women should be making up for that. And they're not, because again, they'll never blame women because at that point you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. So same thing with the Sh0t, because they quietly killed the Sh0t show. It was more men that watched that than women.
It's horrible.
Honestly, I'm gonna be like, to be honest with you, the way I think that show is what got them really retooling everything. Because if that's what you put, really, y'all, it's in who you hire. It's not that y'all, even in female, it's not that y'all have the capability to put good people in there, even good directors. Is y'all clearly hiring people to put out a product and they're giving you the product that you're paying them for, and you don't like it, but you gave them to do what the fuck they want to do with it, not because you want to tell them. I mean, Marvel knows how to make good shit. Disney knows how to make good shit, but again, they want to social engineer with their shit. And
I don't think they know how to write for women. I think they write for either little girls or men, and what they're trying to do is sell little girl shit to women. It doesn't work.
It's a simpler problem than that. In my view, if you did not grow up reading Marvel comic books, you're not going to be able to effectively sell those products.
Yeah, because
a lot of it is a lot of it's very intangible. Like what happened with Robert Downey Jr. and Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau grew up a fan of Iron Man.
Yeah.
You know, he was a kid. I loved. I mean, that's an intangible. You can't just pluck some chick out of creative writing, whatever, and I'm gonna, do some. She's gonna direct or write, Captain Marvel. No,
yeah,
no, you gotta have some interest in. Some like real interest in the character and not just the character of Captain Marvel herself, but the world that Captain Marvel came out of.
And you know what proves that, Black Guru? Bo DeMayo, the dude that did X-Men, the animated series, the new rendition of it. That absolutely
that's exactly. He's a fan of X-Men. You know that.
Yeah.
The way
I think that's their fundamental. I think that's just their fundamental problem. They missed the whole point, the whole ethos of that world. There's an ethos of Star Wars. There's an ethos of Star Trek that comes from having grown up watching the movies and watching Star Trek: The Next Generation and. All that stuff.
Boys and girls read fundamentally different stuff in different styles, right?
Exactly.
The thing that told me that they had this formula all wrong was the Barbie movie, right? The women don't go to the movies, bullshit. Barbie sold $2 billion worth of tickets, right? Why? Because it was marketed toward what women want. That's how you sell to women.
And as insane as it is from our perspective as men, it definitely tapped into some female shit.
Yeah.
It just did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't even. I mean, it makes. Again, they're trying to social engineer, and they're not. I don't think they're honest with the shareholders if that's what they're doing. I think the bigger shareholders, like BlackRock, didn't know what they were doing, but a lot of them don't know what they're doing because they would never tolerate that. And that's why Bob Iger went out of his way talking about that's not what we're doing. Yeah, that is, and nobody's using that term, but that's what you're doing. You're trying to and what you're trying to do is play for time. And at the end of the day, if you're willing to take their money and lose money over and over and over doing that, then cool.
Yeah.
I mean it's not my money that you're doing that with. I mean, I'll buy a Disney Plus subscription if it's something I want to see. If it's not, I'm canceling it. At the end of the day, y'all can do what you want to do. Just like how there's a lot of people that's on F Disney. I'm not going to see this movie. I mean, I see what I like. I don't what I don't. So, and the same thing with Star Wars is crazy because the thing is, even if you wanted to do female characters, there was a way to do that. There's plenty of female characters you can pull from that.
Rogue One is probably the closest you're going to get to writing Star Wars for females.
Exactly, and the thing about Rogue One is they could have probably got away with a Rogue too. Like because people actually like even the Kira.
Yeah, I like Rogue One.
Yeah. Even the Kira, and that movie wasn't perfect. That movie had like reshoots too, but that movie came out good in the end. All you need, the Darth Vader thing kind of made the movie in the end. That had people really leaving that movie very well. And unfortunately, you establish these characters. Here's the thing: you ended up doing indoor. You end up doing indoor like the show.
Yeah.
And so now you can't go nowhere with it because he died. And I'm gonna keep it real. If they were smart, they would have just pulled her out in the world between worlds. The point is, you literally invested in this actually worked, and you just effed it up. Same thing with that Kira character. That Kira character in the solo Star Wars story. I'm not saying you could have made a movie around that, but that's a situation where she might have been able to show up somewhere else And because that wasn't a not liked character, you know, and they actually did some stuff with her in the comics that they ended up making that made her really interesting. Her working with Darth Maul, and it wasn't no Mary Sue thing because she always had to deal with the fact that he would kill her, but she's very useful. So it was like that back and forth kind of thing, you know, with Maul and what he was on, you know, at that time in the way that was placed. So there are things you can do, but even in with the Acolyte, a lot like the lightsaber fights are better than what they've been for like this Secret Trilogy. I'll give it that. But even with this High Republic thing, you can tell these people, like what Black people said and what you said, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Because now this is what's his name? Ryan, the dude that did The Last Jedi. He could have did a movie. If here's the thing, if you would have took him and had him do a movie in the Old Republic, like it would have worked. Because then that Lord of the Rings, that kind of obscure shit would have worked. You're not messing with canon, like, you know, canon from like the regular shit, and you get to do the freedom he wanted. See, these are executive decisions that I expect to be made that you can get, because he's not a bad director. But you basically, and they all told the truth.
It's not the director, it's the fucking script.
And they told the truth in the end. If they didn't know what they were doing with the Secret Trilogy, basically you bought Disney, bought Lucasfilm. George Lucas had a script. You low key told him you was gonna follow it to a certain extent. You threw the script away, and then you didn't even have an actual plan. Basically, you had nothing going through. We're gonna do basically what they call it, nostalgia porn, and get money for the first movie.
Kennedy is a vengeful acolyte of Lucas, and she has used this vengeance she had. That's what this has all been about. This has all been about the mentee going against him, and sex is a part of it. Part of it is very feminist, and I'm going to get back at my white male mentor, and a lot of this is about that. A lot of this is, if you look at what has happened largely to Star Wars, it's been a repudiation of Lucas.
Yeah,
that's what it's been.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, if you want to kill a
and let me get in from it. I knew things were going to go bad when they talking about they was going to get rid of all the Legends material, you know, the Old Republic stuff, and there's some incredible stories in the Old Republic. I mean, there's a Sith Lord in the Old Republic that makes Darth Sidious look like a child, almost.
Yeah,
there are incredible stories in the Old Republic.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, this is what I'm getting tired of, right?
Go ahead.
Is that one thing the Barbie movie taught you is that there's a way to write for women, right? That doesn't mean that you have to. They don't have to be 12-year-old children, right? The Acolyte, the Force Awakens is written for 12-year-old girls instead of adult women.
Basically, they're being misogynistic, based on what you're saying.
Paternalistic, I would say, more paternalistic.
Yeah, so women are being paternalistic because these are the women doing this shit.
Yeah, they are. In other words, so they really don't know how to write science fiction for females.
Yeah,
and that's the problem. They know how to write science fiction for males. Okay, that's pretty simple. It's been around for 400 or 500 years. But things, how do you write science fiction or science fantasy for females? Okay, the best version of it was it what's the thing? What's the fantasy world with the kingdoms? What is it called?
Harry Potter.
No.
Lord of the Rings.
No. The one. What is it called?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is how you write for females. Okay, if you want to know how to write for females, you got to follow the Game of Thrones model. Okay, that's how you write for adult women. Okay. The thing is, with Disney's not good at writing for adult women. Okay, they write look at the Acolyte, right? They have snarky little girls running around giving the men their ass to kiss. Okay, that's a 12-year-old.
And then when they get frustrated, they just say, "Oh, it's the man's fault for calling that shit out."
Yes, yeah.
The Alien franchise was also a great heroine franchise.
Yeah, You know
The
why?
Alien franchise is a great heroine.
Because Ripley was written
It's supposed to be a
originally
guy.
as a guy. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a truck
Yeah.
driver.
Yeah.
Well, the thing I always notice is that
Come on, Jules.
women also want to have roles written for them, which is fine. But when they rarely appeal to them, and it's designed in a way that women like to see themselves in a certain way, but they only review certain things and enjoy certain things in a different way. So like movies that'll be a strong female character, they don't necessarily like them. They like the idea of them, but they don't actually like to watch.
Well, the problem is if men write. Trust me, if men write them, if you get men, there are men that can't write those roles. That's the problem. The women, it's the women that suck at writing those roles. Because unfortunately, the women are too fucking selfish to think about anything. I'm talking about each individual like writer. There's a lot of times, and here's the thing: they know how to write. Well, they know how to write this shit when it comes to rom-coms. When it comes to like science fiction, yeah, that's gonna have to be the men. Like to do that.
There's a two-word thing that's always missing from these female written and directed movies. It's called the hero's journey.
Yes.
It's always missing.
It is.
They never include the developmental arc of the heroine.
Because
not ever. So you don't have any empathy and appreciation for how this person got to where she got to.
Yep. And in Rogue One, you saw like a decent version of that in that movie. And especially with the sacrifice she had to make with that journey. And at the end of the day, that's like pretty much the Star Wars movie that everybody is pretty much cool with.
Yeah.
Nobody that universally know. And that, again, that movie had multiple endings it was supposed to have. Like it could have been a cluster. Because remember that director got fired too. So they ended up pulling that up, but it had that basic thing. And so again, a lot of that.
And you know what also gives that movie a resonance is that movie culminates in the sacrifice of what we saw in The New Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that movie, it gives it a resonance. It gives it a historical importance to the overall franchise. That when you watch it, and then you hear in The New Hope, you hear this female character describes the great sacrifice that was made to get them the information for the Death Star. So it gives it a profound resonance.
I'll give you another one, man. Believe it or not, a good way to write science fiction for females is Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Well, actually, I would say Fury Road was a better example of it. But Mad Max, yes.
Fury Road was a good movie too. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because the thing is, with good storytelling, you have to establish who are the characters, what are they driven for, what's the environment, and then what is the story? Like, what is motivating them? Fury Road is, we got to get away from here. We got to go back. Beyond Thunderdome is, I'm the master of the above world. He's the master of the below world. You're going to help me undermine him. And then the second part is all for kids and shit like that, whatever. But there's a bunch of other movies that do that. Rogue One does that very well.
Yeah.
You establish the whole prequel for a generationally important movie with characters we've never heard of, right? Outside of, is there anyone? Corso, Jyn Corso, I think. But that's somebody if you read the books. But like that whole 2 hours, you've never heard of these characters, but you bought in and you're there. Yeah. And all of them have stakes. And that was the thing that the 2000s series lacked. They didn't have stakes. They took characters we loved and then neutered them, and they made it for kids.
Yeah. Basically, the thing is that boys love comic books. When girls don't like comic books, girls like dramas. Okay, and you have to write.
I've only had a handful of girlfriends actually like the comic books I read, and I read a ton of them. But they
if you had girlfriends, what do they read?
They read what I read. They don't really like it. Like I'll say, like they don't really like comic books. They like me, and they want to like what I like.
What I'm saying, if they had a chance to read what they wanted to read, what would they read?
I had one that loved Sin City. She thought it was like, it was like good pulp,
it was pulp fiction and was more like a drama.
Yeah. And it had some violence in there and a lot of sex and violence.
Sex and violence, yeah. Sex and violence is fine, but as long as it's written, it's not written as a kid's comic book. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's not the villain, the arch villain, and the overarching good versus evil, and the superpowers, all that kind of stuff. It's more like a basic drama. That's how come Andor works. Okay, is because there's very few, if at all, any lightsabers in Andor.
No, there's no lightsabers in there, and if you notice, a lot of the men complain about it.
Yeah,
but
it was like Che Guevara in space. I like
it was, and that's why come the women took to it.
Yeah, because I can think of a handful of movies that women have done that hero's journey. I think the Halle Berry as a MMA fighter had a touch of that because she was like washed up and trying to earn her kid back.
Yeah,
so that she understands because she's been in that business for
and
that's she understands storytelling.
That's also a redemption story, which women love.
Yes, and people can do that very well. And I think women love what do you call it, the femme fatale movies.
Yeah,
those tend to do very well. Like Gone Girl, that that 2015 window, I probably saw that movie like 4 times.
Or Le Femme Nikita.
Yes, the hooker with
I
a
remember
hard
that.
gets turned into an assassin.
Assassin, yeah. Stuff like that. Women love things. You have to
Kill
write
Bill.
women.
Kill Bill.
Yeah,
I love Kill Bill.
I mean, they could have. Black Widow could have been that character, but they never wrote her that way.
They goofed it up.
Yeah.
Well, I think the problem is I don't think that Scarlett Johansson is that great an actress, and I definitely don't think she really profiles. I don't think she really profiles for what Black Widow really is.
I've seen Scarlett
and the
Johansson.
fact that she was Russian and didn't even have a damn Russian accent was some bullshit.
She's a Russian Jew, but no, she is good at what she does. I'll say this: she's a child star who made it, and she's good where she's good. Like she's done a bunch of movies with Woody Allen, and she's never been the best in them.
I mean, she's done science fiction.
Yeah. Go back and go
No,
back.
I'm not judging her overall quality as an actress.
No, I mean,
I'm
you can
saying
have-
as that particular character.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just talking about from a science fiction perspective. I hear what you're saying, but with the science fiction thing, she did the movie with her brain. She was getting super smart and all that. That movie was made for $40 million, and that movie ended up making like $400 million.
Yeah.
No, that thing with the brain, super smart. That was a sequel to the movie that Bradley Cooper did called Limitless.
Limitless, yeah.
Yeah.
And Ghost in the Shell, she did that. Although I do remember when she was doing Black Widow, wasn't it that one the series with Hawkeye? The only person I remember doing the Russian accent was Florence Pugh. And
most Americans are
weird.
Yeah, they just said fuck it.
Yeah.
People don't care.
And she had a damn Russian accent.
Yeah.
She
Most
did.
Americans are not good at accents, man. I remember seeing Denzel Washington did a British accent from one movie.
Oh,
was
yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Terrible, man. Hey, Mike. Why don't you come down to the folk?
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
I think it should have been Sterling K. Brown. He's better at it.
Yeah, I mean,
besides
30 years ago.
Somebody need to tell me what Jennifer Lopez did to piss him off.
Who?
Sterling K. Brown. That was like a thing for like a whole week. What did she do?
Because he spoke Spanish better than she did.
Oh!
Damn.
Probably.
That's what it was
Probably.
about. Yeah.
She's a Boricua.
I think he's one of the rare. He's one of the rare guys who was willing to point out how much of a phony she is, and he appeared to enjoy doing it.
I don't think he did it on purpose. When I looked at it, he didn't do it on purpose.
Nah, it seemed pretty purposeful.
No, he was trying to help her out.
I mean, he seemed to invest a lot into kind of showing her up. Like he even made fun of her reference to being from the Bronx, and it was an interesting kind of, I wouldn't say bullying he was doing, but it was an interesting kind of, he was definitely fucking with
it. So?
And now, on some level, she appeared to be enjoying it. So it was kind of a negging sort of, it was a negging sort of thing.
Yeah, because I saw it, and when he because you know how the cast that are smart, and they do shit, they don't realize that they're showing you up. You make a mistake and they correct it, right? Because she couldn't find a word, so he found the word for her, and she agreed with him, and so then it became funny. because she did it again, and then it became funny. But I don't think he intended to like show her up when I looked at it.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like what is it? There's like sometimes like some of the things. Sometimes like when y'all talk and you like can't find the words, and I just bring it up all of a sudden.
Yeah, and that happens, and found out he speaks, found out he spoke better Spanish than she did,
Mm.
and he's
There's
not
a scary
he's
thought for
not
me.
Hispanic. Yeah. Well,
There's
well
a scary.
he went to Stanford, so he's a big brain. So
Ooh,
No.
Stanford.
he's one,
Who
yeah,
else
he's
went
one
to
of those
Stanford?
guys.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
like
yeah.
He got a scholarship to Stanford.
He's
so
legit.
he's legit. Yeah.
He's legit.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he went to NYU to study Shakespeare.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Do
he's
it.
one
Oh,
of those guys.
he's a real deal.
He's
He's
a
a
real
real
deal.
deal.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. Yeah.
You go to
And
Shout out to him
go to
being
NYU.
Killmonger's dad.
and sometimes you gotta, and sometimes you forget, and then that's the problem, that you got to remember that not everybody's as smart as you are. So just because you're doing it, and then you forget, oh shit, I just showed that.
Oh yeah, BGS is channeling that response he did on his response channel. That whole disclaimer. I'm like, man, fuck that bitch. Teach that hoe.
Oh, talking about May, yeah.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, what I don't like, and it's what I grew up with, is that some people use the intellect to bully other people. And I disagree.
Yep.
Well, sometimes it needs to be when people want to play games.
Well, the thing is, that if somebody's going to challenge you in the intellect, that's different. Okay. But I'm saying bully people just because you're.
Oh, I get it. You don't want to be the intellect. You don't want to be like Sage.
Yeah.
Sage is wilding out. She said, "Oh, look at Duck Dynasty doing math." I'm like, yo,
I gotta watch I haven't watched the latest episode. I gotta watch the latest episode of The Boys.
They gonna kill you.
Sometimes it's good to give like people an intellectual liver shot when they're trying to come over.
If they're trying, if they
no, I get what you're saying, but don't you don't throw the first shot.
No.
Right.
Or if somebody like honestly questions something and you just try to knock them down. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like
I think for me it's less about being who's smarter than whom.
Yeah.
What I don't appreciate is when somebody has been intellectually lazy
or
and still attempts to try to project their knowledge upon other people.
Oh, welcome to the Black Manosphere.
And when they know you're much more studied and practice in a particular thing, then that's when it gets very insulting. And that's when you're inclined to.
Well, that's gaslighting.
That's when
that's an example.
That's when you're
of
inclined to be. That's when you're inclined to be a little mean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like the brain trust, I'm inclined to be a little meaner to them.
There you go.
That's fired. I didn't do it. I didn't call you out.
BGS is on some weapons free.
That's that low burning contempt.
Oh man, these motherfuckers, And after this shit with Biden and Trump, I don't want to hear.
Oh yeah.
From them.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of the premises have been exposed. Unfortunately,
dumb bastards.
Some of the
all y'all bet on this old white man.
That's why I was upset with DC. Man, you still trying to sell that shit? Come on, man.
Yeah, but like you say, he doing a shield job.
Yeah,
he don't want to be on record for not having done.
And then he, people be like, "This is all I got, motherfucker."
Yeah. That's one thing. Well, then don't come on, man. Don't come on with that crap. You know. I mean, your candidate has a meltdown. Your president has a fucking meltdown, and that doesn't scare you. Come on.
Candidate
a brain freeze and a brain
he's not a candidate. He's the president of the United States.
Your president called the former president his vice president.
I mean that doesn't.
The president referred to the president of Ukraine by the wrong name.
We talking about a sitting president that has his finger on a freaking button, having issues, and we're talking about a freaking campaign. Oh, you get the fuck out of here with that shit.
4 years ago, it was funny when he said he would the little black kids would touch his leg hair. This time when he's talking about he was a black woman supporting a black president, I'm like, he's sundowning. This is not good.
It's not good. So and the thing is, if you listen to the foreign press, man, they're going in. In fact, I was listening to Duran. They're saying that the United States is leaderless right now.
I'm sure they having some fun.
they're having some fun, but they're worried, man, because you have the most powerful.
No, they're not having fun. I mean, maybe the folks in like the art and entertainment sectors in them countries.
No, I'm
are
talking
having
about
fun,
the
but
enemies
not
of the
the
United.
people.
No,
I'm talking
they're
about the
worried.
enemies of the
No, they're
United
worried.
States.
No, they're worried because shit can go left. Okay.
Yes.
And involve you in it because the
I
thing
mean,
is,
at least if I know my enemy is sane and stable, I can operate a certain kind of way with some degree of confidence and
That's why they like Trump.
predictivity.
I know it's a gun. I know it's live. Just don't fuck with it.
Yeah. But when you have a situation where, like you say, that we're effectively leaderless, then anything technically could happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this tells you what all these motherfuckers are on. Like a lot of these political. To me, this shows how bought off they are with the corporations.
Yeah, you got the guy, the country with the biggest nuclear arsenal on the planet, and you have all this political disruption, man. That worries people.
Yeah. Especially after
I gotta
today,
say,
I'm sure some people are really worried.
Yeah, America was running a lot more smoothly. Well, I was gonna say, post World War II, we ran a lot more smoothly, not just because we had the production capability of the whole world, but we also had a lot of ex-military people who were very disciplined and were willing to manage and risk their lives to manage
I think you still
world
do.
economy.
I think you still do. I think what happened is that your counterparts your political counterparts aren't. I think that's the biggest issue right now.
What do you mean political counterparts?
In other words, the military people. I think that the Iran thing kind of pointed out that the military people are saying and still will step in to correct mistakes. But the thing is, you have the political people that are making mistakes and getting you into shit that you shouldn't be into. Like military doesn't start wars; they finish wars, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, you got political people starting or on agenda, starting shit, setting up shit that they have to come and clean up the mess. And sometimes that shit goes too far.
And they're not willing to be statesmen. They're just looking to pay off.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, a lot of stuff they doing it at the behest of corporations and certain interests that are deep. Like and that shit needs to be reined the fuck in. And until that, and unfortunately, the people are fucking dumb. The regular people, like too much stuff. If you really, the crazy part about this, as of you talk about this, like I've talked about this. Like fuck, talk about black people because we know what our people are. But even when you talk to white people, liberals or conservative, their fucking white pathology on shit. It's amazing.
They're sheep, man.
I actually literally told somebody a while ago. I said, you know what your problem? You know what y'all problem is? What we mean, y'all. You know what I mean with y'all. What's up? What's our problem? I said, y'all are not white and right. It's like, what? You're not whiting right.
Not whiting white, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they was like they didn't know if they should laugh or cry. I said you need to look in the mirror because all this when racists say y'all are the best, I'm not seeing it.
They've been taught and sold a program, and they're following their program, and they're trying to figure out how come shit doesn't work. That's how come you got.
I told you, you're not white.
Which YouTube is tripping with me right now because I put up that shit about Melinda Gates and Richard Reeves. They're still tripping. Okay.
Oh, they.
Yeah, because I'm not. There's some shit I'm not supposed to say. There's some shit I'm not supposed to point out. Okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes I do because I want you guys.
Well, look, when you use Melinda Gates' name, you probably automatically appearing on some list somewhere. Right. So when you
another one,
yeah.
Well, I mean, you're playing.
Well, I'm just saying. Once you because she's a billionaire, she's Gates, she's feminist. She overlaps in a lot of major vectors in society.
I mean, you're pointing out an article that's readily available.
But when you put that in this environment,
yes.
When you put that in this environment, and you start talking specifically against it or critiquing it, you are positioning yourself for some pushback.
The thing is, this is what I've learned, Uru, because I've been doing shit a long time, man. When I know when I'm close to the truth is when somebody says "ouch."
Yeah.
And then with them tripping on me, that means they said ouch. Okay.
BGS got that doctor's hammer, and he just like, I'm tired of this nigga.
Yeah,
Stop me, let me sit.
you know how when
And,
they tap you on the knee the right way, then your leg kicks out. Okay. Yeah.
You like that Velociraptor in the beginning of Jurassic
and
Park
let's
that he said keeps on testing the electric gate to
Yeah.
find a weakness.
let's recall what she did.
They remember.
She invested $1 billion into this.
Yes.
When you invest $1 billion into this, everything is high profile at that point. So now protecting it, right, becomes an issue. Preserving it, positioning this effort becomes an issue. And so then, now we already know that this environment, I won't say his name, but we know what it is pro-feminist and et cetera, the whole, that whole thing. So when a goddess, to use this term to emphasize the point, at her level makes this grand edict, and there's some critique of it, of some lowly denizens in the black manosphere, there's gonna be some shit coming your way.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just gonna tell it. This is that, like, they think they know how it's gonna go down. I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna go down. Y'all think that y'all are just gonna pay people to take the place of some shit, but what y'all are not anticipating is ultimately all they're gonna do is they're gonna keep testing the waters, and then people are gonna say yay or nay, and they're gonna have to come more on our side of thinking.
Well,
That's all that's gonna happen.
The thing is that most people like me are on the other side of the fence. They're paid off, they're controlled, they've been educated, they're bought. In other words, they're already in their own place. I'm an outlier. Okay.
Golden handcuffs.
And I'm an outlier. I'm a wild card. And this is what Dr. Johnson told me. He said, you're a wild card. They don't know how to deal with you because you're too well read, you're too well studied, and they don't know what angle you're going to come from, right? And basically, I'm really not supposed to be doing this kind of shit, okay? Like the Richard Reeve stuff. I said it the way I wanted to say it. I put the people's faces in that I want to put in there. I showed you who it is because I wanted you guys to know, okay? I'm not saying what you should do, but the thing is, look out and beware because, like I said, they're coming to claim you. That's what they're trying to do, and that's why I've showed you. I've showed you all over the world where this stuff is popping up. Okay, it's not a local thing. In fact, Dr. Marie Fatoshope sent me 3 articles. They're doing the same shit in Kenya. This is a global movement because it has to be. That's why there's so much money in it. That's how come. Whenever I told you when the Brookings Institute gets into something, it's not bullshit, right? This has something to do with policy. Okay, with global policy, and sometimes either military or some kind of security policy, because that's what Brookings does. So when you see Reeves and Sh0t and these kind of people talking about men and boys and something close to the manosphere, then there's something going on. There's money behind this. That's what I was trying to tell you guys. There's money behind this, and what I'm saying is stop looking at the what with these bitches and all this kind of stuff, doing stuff. No, the thing is you're making inroads into their arena, okay? And that's something they don't like. Now, see, Kevin Sims was a wild card, okay? He pierced that veil and let us through to make inroads into their arenas, which is influence over the society of not only just our society but the global society, which we're doing right now. So now it's an issue. So either 1, 2 things, they have to claim you or buy you up. My saying is, if you got to go, let them buy you up. Let them make the corrections they need to make to actually get these men back on board. Okay, because ultimately that's what we want. What I'm saying is, what I want you guys to do is start looking at who the players are. Okay, and why are they here? Just like Pearl and the Candace Owens and what's her name?
Ben Shapiro.
The Shapiro group. Who? What's her name? The psychologist. What's her name? She's part.
Sadia Khan.
Sadia Khan. They're all part of that group. One's on the right and one's on the left, but they're all trying to push you to the same point. So
yeah, one of the best. I'm gonna Seaspiriest theorist, right? She used to say that the best time where you can understand who knows each other is at weddings and funerals.
Yeah.
They all these people who seem to not get along all seem to get together there and get along perfectly well. And you understand they know each other. They get along with each other. And they can come together for certain things.
Oh, yeah.
When they come together for other things.
When you saw Barack Obama and George Bush sitting together, right?
At Robert Byrd's funeral. The Klansman, right? Like that's the game way up top.
Wait, who preaches a eulogy again?
But we're not supposed to know that. We're not. Oh, never not mind the man behind the curtain. That's what I hate. Come on, y'all. I mean, and sometimes I get insulted. It's like who do you really think that you're talking to with that dumb shit?
Yeah, I think I pissed off one of my elders a couple days ago because, like, where are you getting your information? I was like, dang, I'm just, stating facts. He's like, have a nice life. I'm like, damn.
In other words, you're fucking with my worldview right now, and there's nothing that I can do to refute what
was
saying.
it? He was. It was something on
my Apple Card.
Hold on, wait a minute. It was something on Project 2025.
Okay.
Is that little piece about the about they don't want you to get paid overtime, and I was like, there's no way somebody on either side is going to pass that and think they're still going to have a job later. I mean,
first of all, they have plenty of ways to, like, I live in a right to work state. They have plenty of ways to siphon all overtime off. You got like what they call forced PTO, where we tell you, you take it. It's not a suggestion. Like, no, your hours have been siphoned off. Another thing we do is that way they don't have to fire people. Remember, I work from home, so that way we don't have to fire people. We can just say, okay, we're cutting these hours, and it's like, and for the people that actually are willing to cut the hours, like, let's say, okay, somebody comes in, they got 32 hours, and sometimes it's less, but usually it's around 32 if it's going to be that on the off time. What it is, somebody came to me just the other day. I can't do that. Okay, so here's the system. Go here, and just say you want to work this shift. And I showed them literally where everybody is giving up shifts or giving up time, because there's always people that don't want to work.
Yeah.
Right.
There's always people that don't, and it's like a drug. If you give them, so if you say you're willing to work this time, they can shift it up, and we made it easier so you can literally kind of do a shift exchange. So for the people that don't, now they bitch about not having a check later, but I say you gave up. You had the shift, you gave it up, and you wanted to fuck around. I don't know why you talking about.
Yeah.
They have ways of doing that, which is my point.
But the thing is, why do they want to eliminate overtime?
Well, it's not so. They've been doing that.
I'm talking about Project 2025. Why?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm asking.
I don't. That means, yeah.
What's the it's not the what. It's the why. Now there is a right wing reason, but there's also a socialist reason, right? The way you spread out the work and have more people working for less hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, you eliminate unemployment. But that's been a theory that's been around for like 40 years.
Yeah, well, they also want to get rid of the Department of Education, allegedly.
Okay, and replace
it with that.
Replace it with
that's what I asked. What you going to replace?
Republicans have been talking about getting rid of the Department of Education since the creation of the Department of Education.
So
and they're going to have some successes with it, but they won't get rid of it.
They're not going to get rid of it because that's how you indoctrinate people. Okay,
right.
Yeah,
but they're having more success. States and individuals are having more success with the God. What do you call it? What is it called? It's not free children, but they're basically diverting funds instead of from schools to the parents.
Mm-hmm.
The states' rights type of movement. It's more individual choice stuff.
I mean, yeah, but you still have to offer choice. Like, and I hear, and
absolutely.
I'm only speaking from North Carolina perspective. Like, North Carolina has a variety of choice, but the schools are still the public schools are backbone. So they're the backbone. Then you have charter schools for, people that want to do their own shit or badass kids. Then you have what's called online school, which is you go to the public school for a certain amount of time, and then it's like a combination. And single mothers seem to like that very well. Hispanics seem to like that very well. We have a program that if you don't graduate, you can pretty much still go back to the school until you're like 21 years old. But what it is you do like weekend school. So you only got to be in the school for like 8 hours a week. So you can do that in a day, right? And then you can, and everything else, you do the remainder of stuff you need to graduate like online. So North Carolina has a lot of different stuff like that, but the backbone, the fundamental structure around it's all built around the public school system. Now, obviously, that's North Carolina, but that's Republicans who kind of inserted that within combination with Democrats are willing to accept. So again, it's that choice, but still with the background. And so what it is with like the online school is you save money because that child they assign a certain amount of hours. Obviously, if you're going 8 hours times 5 times, the school year, if you take that kid comes out for X amount of reason, that's resources that that's technically not put on that child that the parent is getting. So as a result, they get choice, certain tax benefits, shit like that. And then they got these little enclaves, depending on who they are, where there's like these facilities where people will kind of homeschool their kids together. And so it's a way of still keeping control, but giving people what they want. So, yeah, but they can't just gut what they can't do is run this play where we're going to take all the resources and make it for white people and not for black. If for nothing else, you're going to skyrocket crime and stuff, and white people are going to be affected one way or the other by that if you play that game. So they have limits to like them being able to do that. But I mean, homeschool is not a bad thing. I mean, there's definitely
if you have the right parent, but most parents cannot be at home. That's what COVID taught you.
No, absolutely, and that's where the online school stuff comes because it's like a halfway thing. So it won't work for everybody, but
for an older child or basically an adult, that's fine. But the thing is, the reason you can't get rid of public schools is because it's actually there for babysitting.
Oh yeah. When I say homeschool, I'm talking about in conjunction with public schools still existing. Also, we have another thing I didn't mention that we have.
They call it flipped classrooms. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another thing that we've always had is year-round school too, and white people love that shit. Where year-round school is you can put more kids in a school without the numbers increasing because people track in and track out. So basically, rather than having you go to school a traditional year, you got like the 3 months off in the summer, and then you got off in the winter. You have kind of winter for like a week or two, it depends on how you track, but you're going to school in the summer. And so those are predominantly there are no year-round schools in elementary school. Those are middle schools and high schools, but typically middle schools are most popular with high schools that are like that too. And they're just like the regular schools, they're not charter.
Yeah.
My bad.
Shout out to Lewis. They're trying to break teachers union. They've been trying to do that for years. The teachers are what's I saying? Nyland has a lot of power. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they need them. Because if teachers quit, then guess what happens?
Yeah, we already got teacher shortage. Yeah.
I mean, they were saying when the teachers unions were striking in Oklahoma and West Virginia, and they wound up getting their raises. I mean, those are I think the two poorest states as far as teacher pay. All the people in the legislature were like, "We're going to get you back."
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, they're going to break them.
What are you going to do with the
teachers
kids?
Unions are not. They're not doing well for the students.
What are you going to do with the kids? What are you going to do with the kids if the teachers aren't there? They have to go somewhere. What are you going to do with them?
Mm-hmm.
That's
the problem.
And if they say fuck it and just do it, they'll find out because people are gonna get in that ass. So I don't know why, that's what they want. They waiting for one of these politicians to just say fuck it, just do it. But the problem is, it's not like the teachers union is not gonna make it aware that this is what's gonna happen when you do that. And so it's not like y'all can sneak all that in. Like I don't, so again, you have these like, I don't want to call them all rednecks, but you just have these people where they're just having these conversations and they just talking shit versus when it comes to really doing some shit. I mean, you know what it is. I mean, so yeah, they don't, we know what it is. I mean, so again, they could put something in a document all day, every day. But again, the way the Democrats are using it is they're using it for fear. They're using, and people are fucking stupid because they're on that vote. And I'm not even here to tell you to vote Republican. My thing is not necessarily who you vote for. You need to be in their ass. Like, you really need to be like there's a reason why these motherfuckers aren't doing town halls, why they're not communicating. Like people have kind of really, they're not really involved and then involved in the way they should be, other than like culture war bullshit, and it's anyway.
You're not lying. Yeah, you're hitting on something.
True.
Yeah, and this is what I tell people. I mean, this is what I say, because I was like, y'all want to play like, I'm not playing the Duke versus UNC bullshit about who who you're voting for. Because truth be told, y'all want to talk about president, y'all don't even know who's fucking running for Senate, this state Senate, how that works. I'm like, but what do you think about the Democrats? Well, weed was the thing. I want to pass.
Ask most people, who is your congressman? Who is your mayor? Who are your city councilmen? Or if you're like
district representative, even still, I'll even go easier than that. I'll be like, yo, give me like 3 things that you're pissed about that actually affects you. That actually affects you. And give me 3 things that you want to happen. That actually, well, give me an example. I want weed to be legal in North Carolina. Why? You smoke it? Hell no. But if weed is legal, then that gives a lot more money. That helps us so we can affect the state income tax, which is one of the main reasons these motherfuckers don't come. These old people don't come here from Florida or Texas. I'm talking about like when like wealth people, and it allows the Democrats to spend money on shit, allows the Republicans to get their tax cut. And they already grow it. The white folks already grow it illegally in the East, and they get away with it. And they get county money, so they shut the fuck up because they're getting that money spread out throughout their county. So they don't. You see what I'm saying? So give me an example. And it's like they can't give me an example because I know what they want to say. They want to talk about some stupid shit like abortion or some shit like that. You can abort. What are you talking about? You mad because you can't abort a kid late term? You can abort a kid up to like 7, like 8, 9 weeks. What are we talking about? So you want to be able to kill a kid right before you have it. That's the argument you want to have with me. Hey, if you want to do that, go to another state. I'm sure they do that in Virginia.
I mean, realistically, some of these ladies want to be able to have that right up until the kid's 18 years old.
Yeah, I would for Nyla said you determine post-birth abortion.
Yeah, like a lot of times when these ladies
have still around. Damn.
No, they killed their channel. They was crying about it.
When a lot of these ladies leave their kids in a car in the middle of the summer for 5 hours, that shit doesn't seem like an accident.
Yeah, that's murder. That's murder.
It seems like a convenience.
And that's something that they've let them motherfuckers get away with. That's not by accident. That's murder. Like at least manslaughter. Like for people to walk, like I've always had a problem with that. For people to walk on that, because I'm telling you, if a man is doing that, he's going to jail.
Going to jail, yeah.
And that's exactly how I frame that. I mean, you got bitches bitching about, but it was funny. Andrew Wilson was talking on the whatever show, and they would talk about should paternity fraud be mandatory. It was funny. It was very amusing, the mental gymnastics.
Wait. Paternity fraud or
DNA testing?
Yeah, DNA testing.
Okay,
my bad. Well, yeah, DNA testing. My bad. My point is they were basically jumping through the hoops to try to deny it, and Andrew finally caught on to it. He said, so you mean to tell me the biggest reason you don't want to do it, if I get this right, is because you just don't want to get caught cheating? That's really what it is.
Yeah,
that's really what they were communicating. That they that's what it is. It's their look bad. And it's like, wow.
Yeah. They don't want an accountability mechanism, because if that was there, then they'd have to be held accountable for what they did.
Shout out to Brian for having Andrew Wilson on there as a bad cop.
Fine. Go that way. You don't have to talk. I'm not going to take care of that child or you. We will never speak again. They don't want that type of scenario to happen. They want to have the possibility of everything being open. Like I think
we can't even get them to accept that they don't even want to accept who the right father is, which to me lets me know you all are choosing this shit. This isn't it just happened. That's not what it is.
Yeah. They would have all the choices open to them, but they don't have to make a decision.
But the thing is, when kids were valuable, like the kids were actually used for labor, men didn't care. Okay. The kid is a kid. Okay. Didn't matter. But now, what the thing is, now kids are not an asset; they're a liability, and guys don't want to take on that liability if it's not their bill. They don't want it. I don't blame them.
Right? No. I don't blame either.
That's why the guys say, "How are your kids an asset to me?" He's 100% right.
Oh, they lost. Oh, yeah, people. That's starting to circle around. I mean, people. I mean, it's funny how they and the reason, and it's funny just the instinctual backlash that they give. What do you mean? And when other people like hear it, and it's like, this dude is probably a weirdo. Yeah, the guy is not interested.
That's why I went and had Adrian find the whole thing. I said, "Find me the whole thing, man, so I can play it." Because
Yeah, and
I know it's ready to get started.
yeah, and I told him, I said, y'all can have these conversations on social media all you want to, because there's a lot of dudes that just because they don't participate, they hear this stuff, and if they don't hear it, they move the way they want to move. And there's certain dudes that they're gonna lie to your face. A lot of these pro dudes will lie to your face. They will lie to your face and tell you what you want to hear, and in the back, what do you call it, anima or the mask?
Yeah.
They're gonna tell you what you want to hear. They're not, and it's not even that they're being malicious about it. They know pragmatically this is how I need to deal with women, or deal with women, whether it's white women, black women in the workplace, whatever. Because I'm it's not even so much I'm trying to do something to you, but I know how you are. I know how I need to move, and I need to protect myself. And then behind the scenes, they're doing what they're gonna do, or what they do is if they're getting into a relationship, they're being honest about what it is, so you can't get mad when you get mad. Dudes are protecting themselves. And if you notice, like Melinda Gates is like a 2.0 feminist, right? BGS.
Yeah.
She's a two. If you notice, a lot of these feminists, these are 2.0s. Sherry Sandberg, I would say she's a late 2.0, but still 2.0 minded. They know what it is. They know what it is. And they know you're going to have to, the way they see it is you're going to have to give something up, but they think you can manage what you get. Like, if you get ahead of this, it's gonna be way better than if the men get to a certain plurality of agreement on baseline shit. And I guess what they thought is white men. I'm personally, this is my personal theory. I think they'll come to regret Me Too, because I think Me Too woke people. I think Me Too woke a lot of dudes up that probably wasn't paying attention. Because again, the way they just spread that out like they did, because remember, that was going after white dudes before they tried to get it at the black dudes. And I think that made, I'm not saying that red pilled a lot of white dudes, but that made a lot of white dudes more aware than they might have otherwise been.
How many guys you need to get fired or go to get sued before guys start going the other way? It doesn't take that many.
Yeah. So, I mean, especially.
I think YouTube, I think Me Too was largely a Hollywood phenomenon. I don't think you ever. I think the women.
No, it was a hell of a lot more.
Let me finish.
Okay.
The women who know how the world really works know that men do most of the work. So at a fundamental level, if you sabotage the majority of men, particularly functioning, productive men, the men who are going to be your mentors, the men who are going to do most of the work, the men who are going to do most of the leading, if you sabotage them all off of some chick just saying he looked at me the wrong way, this shit don't work. That's why you had the CEO of or former CEO of Facebook saying, "Y'all girls, y'all taking this shit too far."
She did.
This world works a certain kind of way, you know. And I know you don't like the fact that he felt on your behind, but y'all taking this shit way too far. This thing don't run with you being able to just sabotage any man because you don't like how he look or you reporting him to HR and all that kind of bullshit. The world don't work that way.
They thought they could control it and they can't.
Yeah, I mean, like, I get Black Guru, like, these bitches are stupid. That's why, if you notice, a lot of these chicks are like either 2.0 feminine or 2.0 minded. You know, like these, a lot of these, you're assuming a lot of these, especially these chicks that are like 30, 35 and under. Hell, I can go into 40 and under. Really, you assume they actually believe.
But those aren't. But I'm talking about the second wave feminists. I'm talking about your Hillary Clinton. I'm talking about your Hillary Clinton class. Yeah,
you're right about them. But the younger bitches are the ones that they think this shit is magic.
It is. They do.
Like it's, and that's the best way. They can say, "Oh, I don't know what the fuck you learned in these feminist studies classes, but y'all are on some. The patriarchy can just disappear and everything's gonna be as it was, except you got control." I don't know who the fuck is telling you this, because I don't. The 2.0 feminists are not saying all of this. This is some. They're not saying all of this. This is some shit that y'all are getting, even with the slut walking shit. Because I saw an interview, a clip where Amber Rose was like, "I haven't done the slut walk in a while." Like, she distanced herself from it. Like But
Ironic.
yeah, because again, these women. The reality is, these women have gotten off the chain. I don't think they can be fixed. I think in situations like this, you have to reset them. And I don't think the women, they don't know what to do. I think there's a similar situation with the Democratic Party is in, is that they don't know what to do because these women they know are going to crash the fuck out, and then the dudes they run the limit of that credit card. You're gonna have to give some stuff up. Like, but honestly, paternity fraud is easy. DNA testing is easy. That's easy shit. That's not even like the main shit. That's easy shit. So I get it.
It's easy, but the thing is, it'll reveal. I mean, if you start seeing a 41% false paternity rate, man, that's devastating for society. That's devastating for women.
And they can be held criminally accountable for it.
Also, you got all these states that are pilfering men based on these fallacious standards. All this matching of Social Security funds to all this child support. So when you expose that, you're going to have a ginormous effect on state budgets when you do that.
And state budgets and demographics, because if the women can't get paid to have kids and they're a liability, they won't have them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, eventually, some of this stuff is gonna come out regardless.
It will.
Like I'm not saying blow everything up, but the thing is either you press that button or life finds a way, as they said in Jurassic Park. And if life finds a way, it's gonna be a lot worse because it's gonna be a like an Andrew Tate style life finds a way, except you can't plug it back.
The thing is, these people aren't geniuses. They fuck up all the time, right?
Yeah,
Me
they
too
do.
was a fuck up. It sounded like a good idea, and on campus where it can be controlled, it is it can be monitored, right? When it gets out into the workplace, where these guys don't
Wild Wild West, in other words.
Yeah, who is the chick that was the Department of Education? She was DeVos, Betsy. Yeah, the Betsy.
She tried to reverse it, but the thing is, it was the Obama administration with the Dear Colleague letter that set off all this shit legally, right?
Mm-hmm.
That Me Too to spread like this, and they thought that they had the men on the run to negotiate. Okay, you have to respect us. You can't. You have to do what we say. That kind of stuff. The guys just started avoiding them.
Yeah, because again, women think, I don't know where these bitches got. We can endure so much, even mentally. We can endure so much more than what you can. And another thing too is this is the biggest thing that they don't understand with the Z's and especially the Z's and the younger millennials. These Z's are being socialized to not deal with women in that way.
Yeah.
You are allowing them, like when it comes to like the stuff we've been doing as far as being online and shit, they do that in game. They do that in gaming and social media because the architecture, like the gaming industry, a lot of these guys are they're not just playing games in the chat room, they're in Discord. Like some people, I'm older, some people are showing me how this works. They're literally in Discord, how we're talking. They're doing that in the game, waiting for the game. So this stuff is these games operate as like social networks.
Social networks, yeah, they do.
Like Call of Duty was like one of the first mainstream ones that kind of got into the mainstream and wasn't niche. Because you got it's a couple other games. Smash Bros is another one, but Smash Bros has a bad reputation. Call of Duty, that's like an incel hub. Versus Call of Duty is not that. Then you have the sports games, obviously Madden, NBA 2K. And then you have other stuff. And so Discord was built for the gaming industry. It was built for that. And I didn't know that. So I'm going in and you're seeing the voice channels and how this stuff instructs. So I've joined like people's stuff to see how it works. Yo, man, you got dudes like for instance, in Mortal Kombat, they literally got stuff that they run matches all over the world. In which, you know how in 8 Mile you had Future, the dude that kind of ran the rap battles. They literally have like people like that. It's one dude goes live every day. Germany.
Pfeiffer.
Huh?
Makai Pfeiffer.
The actor. Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about like Germany. That he runs like a fight thing for MK, and it's like 1,000, 2,000 every day. And people and guess what? The people are actually what invest. It's not betting. The people actually cash out like the pool, and they get to see their favorite pro players because Warner Brothers is cheap compared to Street Fighter and stuff when it comes to like pro money. And there's a couple of these, and they run them on. That is in Germany, meaning they do their stuff like late at night. So by my time, it's at 1 on Twitch, and they got a couple. They got like a lot of these around. So my point is that's literally the spread of how people are aggregating. Like there's a couple people I follow, black dudes. They're in the UK. And these are different people. These are not like people in the same cultural things. It's like you say, hell, there's another dude I follow. He's I think he's in the UK. But he's like Afghani, and he looks like it. I mean, he's weird, but it's just funny. And I'll have him in the background. I'm doing my job, every day. And that like people don't. And then MK is not the large. You got like Call of Duty. You got ones that are very, very big. And so my point in saying all that is people completely miss that. Dudes can build whole situations. This is why a lot of these chicks, they'll go to these places because they know that's where the men are. That was the big thing with Twitch, where a lot of the females are going over there because that's where the men are. So at the end of the day, dudes can build their own enclaves completely independent of you versus, and it's like, anyway, y'all get what I'm saying. And so now these kids are 10 years, 15 years in this stuff. Yeah. And now it's like they don't have the same need to deal with chicks like you think. So now, why are men obsessed with us?
Which is why you have Reeves and Sh0t trying to push this stuff back the other way. Otherwise, it's going to get worse.
Yeah. And the reality is, you can go after porn, sure. You can pass state laws, but you can't go after, like, you can't attack gang. There's certain things you're not going to be attacked without making it very obvious what you're doing. Because the pushback, especially, you have time. Because here's the thing, they can try to shut us down. Cool. That's cool. But y'all not shutting down. Like, these motherfuckers are constantly talking shit about Disney. Neurotic was on TV. He's got 1 million subs now. These guys are getting organic growth. You can't shut like the entertainment guys down. You can't systematically shut down white guys without it being very obvious that's what you're doing. Because even if they're pushing some of them off, they're starting to go on Rumble, and Rumble's starting to grow. They're starting going Kick. You can't keep doing that. And so now this is not. People tend to think, okay, we just turn the algorithm off, it's fine. It's gotten beyond that now. It's too many people network. So yeah, you'll have an effect. But if you keep trying to just shut stuff down, it starts to look very obvious, especially when you're only doing it to men. When it's like the women, feminism, and the women are just able to do what the fuck they want to do. It becomes very obvious. Anyway.
Yep.
They waited too long. In my opinion.
Yeah, apparently I got a couple haters, but who cares? I can see my dislikes. I got a little. It makes me see my dislikes.
Yeah, they waited. All engagement is good engagement.
I probably called them out.
all engagement is good engagement, but they waited. They waited too long. The shit they're doing, they should have did it in 2010, or at least to be fair, they should have did it. They should start doing this in 14 at the very latest. They waited too long. And because you're not going to be able to alter the socialization of it. And by the way, this is not the manosphere's fault. The gaming has nothing to. When I saw it's an influencer. His name is iSpeed. This dude has like 18, he has like 25 million YouTube subscribers. This dude went overseas. He went to Poland. And the way these people, this is a black dude, a dark brown skinned black dude, 19-year-old. He's been to India. He's been to Poland. The way you would think this is fucking Michael Jackson, the way these people are acting.
Yeah.
I'm talking about dudes too. You got it's this one dude that Andrew Tate talked to that he's kind of low-key cool with. This is when he was asking him, like, have you had sex? And he said, I've had virtual sex. What is that? This is that Andrew Tate was kind of coming up.
Okay.
And this dude has like he makes like $200,000 a month. Literally, this is one of the other guys other than Cox and that rappers don't even fuck with him like that. But I'm talking about mainstream rappers, like people, Lil Durk, people because he's got that much following. They go over there. When I saw Nicki Minaj going on there on Kai Cenat stuff, Kai Cenat individually can literally fuck up somebody's album sales if he doesn't like it. So they literally go on his shit in order to kind of pet him and shit. Literally, Kevin Hart was just on his shit. So I mean, the thing is, these are these guys celebrities, and they deal with them in a much more intimate way than we deal with traditional celebrity. Even Ben Affleck did something when he was talking about that. How what celebrity is has very much changed, and a lot of people don't really realize it to the extent that it has changed. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But you know, you made the point about the guy, the virtual sex, and these young guys are kind of adapting to um, the sex doll, artificial stuff, right? Um, I never thought I would live to see young men become somewhat indifferent to women. Not like this. I never would have thought that, this is a different thing than I would have expected
Well, it's here now,
to
Black
see.
Guru. It's here now, and we living through it. So we just got to get used to it because it's here.
Yeah.
I'm attempting to accentuate how profound this moment is. That you guys are being somewhat cavalier, because if you're a somewhat older man, you came up in the world. I mean, where the music, the art, the whole socialization was about women. Was about, of course, dating women, about attracting women, how everything about how you dress, the car you bought, the maybe where you work. I mean, everything was kind of set up, or you set your life up to make yourself more attractive, more alluring to women. And so the fact that young men are kind of collectively moving away from that sort of default way of living, I mean, is a very profound change in the way things are.
It's worse than that, Black.
Yeah, real quick, we have to have a little fun here. It's already happened. Good Lord.
What happened now?
Look at the screen.
Oh yeah, you talk about the shirt. Oh no, I've been seeing something. They went crazy on my Discord. I mean, they got the 50 Cent, get rich or die trying. They got the Matrix.
Oh yeah, it's over.
They got a white dude was on Twitter saying and don't believe any female when she says size doesn't matter because 1 inch made all the difference.
Okay.
Oh my
God. People are having people they went. I haven't been in my Discord.
I swear to God, that was a good one.
Hey, 1 more inch of dick, you find some new pussy here.
Yeah, he said, don't believe women when they say size doesn't matter because the inch could have made all the difference today.
Yep, that's true.
You got Obama made a statement talking about there's absolutely no place for political violence in our democracy, although we don't yet know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So it's
Joe Biden made a statement too. And
of course. Yeah. We denounce violence in all forms.
Of course.
I tell you guys one thing for certain, two for sure. I know Biden's over there pissed. God damn it, why did he try to shoot at me? I needed this goddamn.
Yeah, because his reflexes aren't fast enough. That's why.
Yeah, we knew what would have happened if they would have shot at him. They would have hit because shit, old folks right there.
There's a meme showing the
everybody would have been ducking and Biden been turning around. Are those gunshots?
Yeah, they showing that Django. They showing the Django Unchained and Steven. What they call it, guy shot. Yeah, a lot of these. I mean, these people with these gifs, they know how to move extremely fast. You get in first with TikTok. They got what's the Asian dude? The Asian dude on John Wick, the last John Wick. They got memes with him, the blind one. They got stormtroopers because they always miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they know you get in quick on TikTok, boy. You one video away.
So was the Asian dude named Finn?
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Stop it, BGS. Oh,
but yeah, man.
Oh,
yeah.
See, now he's gonna make me do it.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like Black Huru, like it's worse because here's the thing: the dudes that want pussy are called toxic because they're toxic because they're following guys like Fresh and Fit and Andrew Tate, and the guys that don't want pussy, or at least they're tired of it, or at least they going to alternative means because they're not going to the robot shit. But porn is obviously a thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of white boys they love fucking their cartoons and shit. So that's also another thing. The AI shit is another thing. So it's like they're both polar opposites of the same situation, which is crazy because if you want to do to invest and self improve, this thing is this belief that you think you can mold what you think the level of narcissism. Even I'm not even talking about women. I'm talking about like the elites. The level of narcissism that you have to. It's just crazy, man. It just really is. And anyway,
But since BGS mentioned Finn, I was gonna say Ray.
Yeah, no, that's what he probably yelled out before he started shooting. Ray.
Yeah, you notice how they tried to give Finn a black girlfriend in the last movie.
That's why I called the three movies the Ray trilogy because every movie Ray.
And then on top of that, they still want to give her another movie.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Okay. Of course, got it. Probably another trilogy.
Man, I tried to watch that last movie. And they showed a picture of her flipping out of the air. Like, I can't do this shit. No.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the second, it's don't even start on that. The second Black Panther was better than I thought it would be, though. But yeah,
my favorite. Now, to be fair, my favorite scene in Black Panther 2, if you can call it that, is when old girl went to the plane and Killmonger sitting there. and
Killmonger, she didn't like that shit.
Wait a minute, AB. Wait a minute, AB. Did I hear you right, Ed? You finally caved in and watched that bullshit? I thought you was on our side. You was gonna boycott that shit to the end.
All right. Well, number one, I did boycott it to the end. It's not in the theaters. I ended up watching it on Disney Plus for free, and I watched it before my subscription got canceled.
Oh, okay, that's acceptable. Then we'll let you make it. We'll let both of y'all make it on that. But boy, if I was gonna say if y'all gave one goddamn dime to that goddamn bullshit, I'm coming hunting for y'all.
No, I did not see that movie in the theaters. I watched it on Disney Plus. But anyway,
yeah.
When she went to the plane, she met Killmonger instead of either her brother or father. I bet that was the answer. Said, "Oh, you didn't believe us all this time, huh? Hey, Killmonger, you up?" But no. The whole time I was watching that movie, I was like, "Sh0t the man, damn."
I mean, because people forget Letitia Wright with the vaccine stuff. Boy, they was killing black women in that movie, though. Oh man, but yeah, it's
everybody can get it, and then Black Panther.
Yeah. I just hope they don't do that. They don't go out like that with the boys. There's too many black men alive in the boys going into the season finale. I'm nervous. Too many black men and too many black men trying to do the right thing.
Oh dear.
It's about three of them. It's about four. It's about three. It's about four black people they can kill.
A-Train's still alive? Damn. Okay.
Yeah, A-Train is still alive, man. A-Train, people were hoping. I think they setting this up. I think they about to do a red wedding. Kill every nigga we can.
Yeah, but that sounds like something the boys would do, because they. I think the writer of the boys watch the Black Manosphere, but
Oh yeah, the way they got Sage, that was an interesting character. That was an interesting character, man.
Yeah, well, on a lighter note, I did enjoy Beverly Hills Cop 3. Eddie Murphy, he did the damn deal in that one again, and I did enjoy Bad Boys 3. I did, 4, and I did enjoy Bad Boys 3, even though I got to say Martin needs to go on and retire from acting, because you can tell, you can see it in his face. He's going way down. But he did that for Will. Will needed that. He needed that bad.
Yeah, well. It is what it is.
Meanwhile, Denzel is just having fun in Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
He like,
Gladiator too. They made another one? Damn.
yeah, they're making another one. Yeah, it's a trailer came out for it. He's the it's like he's one of the ones that's like, you remember the dude that was like running the matches? He was managing the matches. Like, yeah, he's that character. They got him looking, swagged out, all of that. Yeah.
I sure hope they don't find a way to kill him in this movie. I tell you that much.
Well, it's Denzel, so Denzel pretty much got control of what he does, so he just won't do it if he don't like it. Though if they do, then he co-signed it.
I enjoyed the first one, so.
Yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to that Captain America. Not looking for. We'll see. I mean, we got the Deadpool coming. That don't come out till February. So the Deadpool is coming out later this month. So like really in 2 weeks, yeah.
Oh, Deadpool and Wolverine, cool.
So
that should be fun. But man, we live in some interesting times. If somebody would told me that somebody would take a shot at either of them today, I would have looked at you like you was crazy.
I mean, not really. I mean, it's been a minute since that's happened, to be honest with you. I mean, shit. I mean
over 30 years, almost 40 years since the last incident happened.
Things are definitely hot out here politically. I mean, you got a lot. Because the thing is, I mean, my thing is they're lying. That's the thing to me. People are lying.
Mm-hmm.
They're lying about like I said, I understand like especially what BGS is talking about. But the thing is, people don't know that because they've been lied to. They're being sold this is what it is. When in actuality, they got this other thing, even with the demographic stuff. And I get why they're lying. I get why they're doing that. Because it's too much truth they're going to have to tell. And it's going to be like, so y'all, and nobody wants to be on the other side of that kind of sword.
Mm-hmm.
So they just going, it's like, they just hope
I was talking to an elder could stop talking to me because he was trying to sell me Project 2025. And I was like, well, the Republicans, like either they're gonna pass it or they're not. If and maybe the Democrats will help them, just like they passed NAFTA and the crime bill. And he's like, "Where are you getting your news?"
Yeah, so that's what happens in the barbershop.
I was like, I get my news online. I don't watch cable news. And he's like,
because they try to do that on the
barbershop. Talking to me, I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, they try to do that on the barbershop, like too, and they be getting mad. Like it's funny because it's kind of like, yo, you, yeah.
Oh, here's what I told the people that come up with Project 2025. Oh, you mean the document is written by the same people who brought you Obamacare? Oops. Same people. The Heritage Foundation wrote the fundamentals for Obamacare too.
Well, you know how it is. They on some vote blue no matter who type shit.
I know.
They just trying to sneak it in. I'm like, be honest. You gonna vote for them regardless. I don't know why you giving me these reasons.
I find it interesting that they keep talking about Project 25, but nobody talks about Trump's official 47 agenda, so I might do it myself.
I'd love to hear that.
Probably because it probably makes it ain't crazy.
Yeah, because the Project 2025 is just, I mean, that's a piece of public relations for the Democratic Party, but Heritage Foundation is just a think tank, right? That they just put out a wish list of things that they think will make the country go in the direction that they think would be beneficial for their beneficiaries, their donors, whatever. Trump might have two things that cross over, but that doesn't mean he's endorsing that or going to do any or all those things intentionally. Like it worked. He has a plan. If he can get it funded, that's a whole different story.
Right. Yeah, whole different story.
Going over his plan. Yeah, because I liked, honestly, I liked Trump's plan in 2020 better than I liked Biden's. Because Biden had a lot more like minority inclusive stuff that was not black specific.
Translation, we ain't getting shit.
Yeah, he had a lot of stuff that was just left open enough that anybody who was non-white could get in there. I'm like, no. I don't want.
Whatever happened to that lift every voice plan, whatever they called it.
Yeah. Even if you want to make it something like black veterans, right? Like, all right, we over-index in the military, cool. That's something, right? But like, you got to do something.
He ain't gotta do shit, and I ain't gotta get up until the vote for this state shit. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting to see how these states go. It's gonna be interesting, man. It really is.
Yeah, they pull out the stuff to try to stop Trump, though. Allegedly. But, man.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if there's a version of Operation Gladio going on in this country.
Good question.
I mean, there was, but if it's ongoing, then
Yeah, I got 129 watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, support the show, hit the Super Chat, support the show. Speaking of which, thank you, Jules. Thank you, Aquateki, for the Cash Apps.
No problem. I'm hoping that it wasn't going to somebody else name with your same name.
Yeah, that's why I added the 83 at the end, because I noticed that AB Media was actually already taken by some company or something, foreign company. So I just added.
I thought the 83 at least good for your birthday year.
It is. Yeah, it is.
See, I'm pretty smart. I figured that out all on my own. See, I did that myself.
Yeah. But yeah, born in 1983, now 41. As BTS, I know he's not here now, but BTS said
you know when you was born? Do you know when you was born? I was on the Little League gridiron field kicking ass and taking names and trying to smell myself. Man, you was in diapers when I was born. Like, damn, you making me feel old shit.
Well,
yeah,
you are. It's better to be old as shit than to be the alternative, right?
Yeah.
You want some Benjamin Buttons?
Well, maybe I wanted my brain. I wish I had the brain I had back in my 20s, but I want to be in my 20s again. I'd be a different animal if I knew what I knew now, boy.
Yeah, the only thing about my 20s I miss is I could bounce back from injury.
Yeah.
A lot quicker.
Yeah. Them reflexes. Them reflexes in your 20s. Then my late 20s. It started. I was like, what the heck is this? I had been on the treadmill for a mile. My leg was like, what the hell's wrong with you? I let go. I was like, what the? I was like, what the? I was like, what is this?
My question to all y'all is this: if you knew now what you knew, if you knew then what you know now, would you use your powers for good or evil? This is to the whole panel. I mean,
probably both. I would.
Yeah, I'd be more self-centered, and eventually that would pay off for other folks because I'd be able to be more generous. But yeah, I'd be able to build myself up a lot quicker, and be able to make decisions to cut off bad shit.
If I know what I know now, I would have told that heifer that I was beta belt orbiting for to kick rocks back in my 20s. But sometimes you gotta learn the hard way.
Ain't that the truth?
At least you didn't walk away with some herpes.
True. Funny part is, I don't know if she ever got married to her baby daddy. Oh well.
You know what the odds of that was. You know what the odds of that was.
I have some bad news for you, AL. Unfortunately for you, she's in your state now.
That sounds like her problem, not a me problem.
Oh well, yeah.
Texas does have. I want to say Texas has the largest number, not percentage, of Negroes in the U.S. Big state.
Yeah,
yeah.
Houston, especially in the Houston area. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd never. Oof. I'm not looking forward to it. The conclave is coming up in September, and it's gonna be in Houston. And I know it's gonna be 95 degrees and soupy.
Ooh, my condolences. Hey, how's Theo's classes going?
Today he canceled it because right when he started it, we had just loaded up our resources and he canceled it because Trump got popped or nicked or whatever. But outside of that, man, it's going well. It's going very well.
Still working in Python?
That's something I'm doing on the side with a group of guys from International Passport from his group. And so I'm doing something with that. But no, Theo's class is doing very well. A lot of it is the Google Google Sh0t, Google environment, and the guys are getting it. Yeah, but I've already gotten a couple of Sh0ts. I'm going for another one. Got a couple of interviews coming up in the next week or so. So I went through a bunch of pipeline stuff, and Theo gave me. I asked him, "Hey man, I got these interviews coming up. What do you do?" He gave me 800 pages of slides. He was like, "Memorize these." He likes to, which it was like, yeah, but it does make sense because he gave me like some select stuff that was like, oh, this would be good for what you can say as far as projecting what your company or the company could be as far as their future for this position.
Okay.
So it makes sense if I'm going to get it done. Like I figure second round interview comes up on Monday, Tuesday. Third round interview, let's say, is later this week, early next week. If I go hard in the paint, I could get it done.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, but it outside of that, like he's already got a number of guys who are picking up positions. One of them was just in 1MT's video, probably a week or two ago. Yeah, so it's going well.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do some more single video content. I'm trying to learn DaVinci Resolve right now, since now I got a laptop strong enough to run it.
Oh, what'd you wind up getting?
Oh, Lenovo. It's called a Lenovo IdeaPad 3. I actually have the I actually have the specs on my community tab. 40 gigabytes of RAM. It's an i5, 2 terabytes of SSD storage.
Yeah.
And works for me because everything installs fast. I ain't never seen shit install so fast on a computer. I was like, I installed Visual Studio, which y'all saw me working in earlier. I had looked somewhere else and I turned back. I was like, holy shit, it had started up already. I was like, damn, that was fast. But, you know, I'll take it. Well, it might also might help to have a faster internet connection now. So that probably help too.
Yeah, but the computer does matter because I've had a ton of computers over time, and I found like you got to get that right amount of processor speed, right amount of RAM, and the SSD does help. Like it just you got to figure out what's the maximum you can get for your budget as far as performance, and then go.
Actually, that's what I did because I believe the original it was offering like 16 gigabytes and like 500 gigabytes of SSD storage. So I was on Amazon. Believe it or not, I was doing the last Colosseum, and I was looking at the options, and the max option was the 40 gigabytes and the 2 terabytes, and it was within the price range. So I was like, "Fuck it," I took the deal. And ironically, that was the last one they had too.
Yeah, because you can get there's affordable computers all over. You just have to know the right place to look.
Yeah, you just had to know where you look. I was on Amazon.
There you go. Yeah, Open Box. I usually go to their what do you call it? Sh0t, which is their kind of refurbished everything and like spillover site, and they'll have a bunch of good stuff there. You just have to wait if you want something very specific. But if you're looking for like generic, like I got what do you call it? My Linux box. I got it from there. It was $200. Right? That's pretty good. It was like it's I want to say it's i5, maybe 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to experiment with Linux eventually. I got more than enough RAM to do it now. So
yeah. Well, I wanted to get a dedicated machine for Linux so I could do stuff on it. And so it's like, I can get familiar with this, work around on the terminal, and I can try to set up certain things because it's gonna be interesting.
I already got LibreOffice.
Okay. Yeah.
I download that. That's like the alternative to Microsoft Office. It's getting better and better.
Yeah.
They're slowly but surely it's getting there to Microsoft Office level, but
Yeah, Microsoft can just throw millions of coders at the Windows system. That's why they.
There's a reason C# is my preferred language.
Why is that?
It's backed by Microsoft, and we get a lot of features that you would think that open source would adopt more quickly. But there's C#'s a very powerful language.
Yeah, I'm eventually gonna have to learn it. Eventually.
Oh, just remember your semicolons and it's case sensitive. You'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm liking Python.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how I can use it effectively. Like I get the basics, but the biggest thing is I wish there were more hours in the day, and I wish my brain could move without having to sleep.
Oh
right?
yeah,
I think of certain things
it
I
could
want
get
to do.
very complicated. There's a bunch of patterns you probably have to learn depending on what you're working on. Especially if you're doing anything UI heavy, there's patterns you have to learn like model view controller, model view model. It depends on what you're working on. It kind of helps you speed the process along. It helps you do these models help you do stuff a little bit more efficiently when just winging it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just getting into dictionaries because so I am, let's say, 4 months into Python, right?
Yeah.
And I can understand it, I can read it, whatever. But like understanding what it can do with it outside of certain things, like I can make a password decryptor, encryptor, like basic stuff. But I want to get it, like really get it. So I'm pushing to do this course, and I'm leading it. So I'm teaching it while I'm learning it at the same time. So it makes a little bit of
Which
sense.
reminds me, I gotta work on my HTML generator.
What are you gonna do with that?
But let's say somebody asked me to build a website. Man, I ain't writing that shit all the time. I generate it.
Okay, yeah.
You
Yeah,
type
speed up the
into
process.
yeah. In other words, type in the information and then let my program generate it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm actually got I do a mix application. I got a whole desktop application, and I have a console application, which is like your command line stuff I can do on the command line level.
Yeah. I mean, if you have to, that is the best way to be able to do it.
The command line's a little bit more efficient when you want to do some specific tasks for like a file handling stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little bit more efficient.
I'm not that proficient with it, but I know what I've been
You'll
around
get
it
there.
enough to understand why. Yeah.
You just got to understand. It's like BJ said. You got to kind of understand why stuff works. That's why.
And be able to use it effectively. That's what I'm trying to get it.
That's why I tell people your smartphone's dumb as hell. It takes intelligent programmers to make that stuff work.
Yeah. That's why I think when they talk about how they want the smart AI to be handled by a dumb AI, it makes some sense because they made an overly complex instrument like your iPhone 10, 12, 15, whatever, good enough that my grandmother or mother or, you know what I mean, or father or grandfather could use. And they're not tech proficient at all.
Yeah.
They can manage their life from it.
True. Yeah, I got to keep my calendar, my phone book, notes. No. Not a big fan of Evernote, but I use OneNote. I know BGS.
Yeah. I use Notion for a lot of it just because it can move cross-platform, and I can just copy a lot of it. It's not perfect, but it's better than Evernote.
Yeah. I like OneNote because I can I can take a note on my phone or on my computer and then see it on my tablet.
Yeah, and I don't want to have my company domain stuff because like I like to create my own wikis for stuff. When it comes to my organization. So if I do certain workflows, then I can have it on my computer, right? And so I can save that for something later. If I'm going to, take another contract or go to another organization, then I own that. It's not at that .org, .com, whatever that I don't own.
Right.
It's a pain in the ass, man. I just Scrivener. Huh.
I try to warn people. I try to warn people. This kind of work is not for the faint of heart. If you ain't, this ain't for people that are always in their feelings, like black women. Like I hate to say it like that, but a lot of them would just fall apart trying to do this kind of stuff.
It takes a certain mindset and a certain mind. Like
Not
my mother
all of
was.
let me be
Yeah.
clear. Not all of them, but a lot of them would just fall apart trying to do this kind of stuff because they can't, like
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Like
Yeah.
example.
I mean, my mother was a programmer, right? And she said she was the only woman, and obviously the only black woman, to graduate from her class.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's and I'm gonna say from. And that was just her bachelor's. When she got the bachelor's, it was even fewer, right? It was like none. And this is back in the late 80s, right? And you got to think that's not that long ago.
Yep, that compiler just does not care about your feelings, Cupcake.
No, you cannot sweet talk it. You got to dig in.
Drama Bear. Hey, what's going on, McDrama Bear?
Yo, what's good? You guys talking tech? It piqued my interest.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a personal program. You'll see it later. I still have to get it together. I'm kind of rewriting it a little bit on a new framework, so I gotta kind of rewrite it a little bit. Kind of see if I can improve it.
Yeah, I need it, man. I get so burnt out from coding at work. It's like by the time after work, it's like I don't feel like working on personal projects, right? I just feel like
what are you coding in? Just out of curiosity.
Either PHP, JavaScript, mainly web development stuff.
Okay.
PHP and JavaScript mainly.
Mechanics always have the worst cars. Plumbers always have fucked up toilets. Get tired of it. That's why when people said, do what you love and get paid for it, I was like, that doesn't make sense. You might not love it after that.
What kind of PHP? You doing like WordPress, or you doing like custom stuff, or
I do a lot. So I do a lot of, so for one of the accounts I work on, it's Magento for a pretty big company.
Okay.
So Adobe Commerce. And then for this other one, so their legacy system is in PHP, particularly CodeIgniter. The CodeIgniter 1. It's so old, right?
Damn.
And some of it,
what version of PHP is that? Like 4 or 5?
It might be like, yeah, it's old. And then they also just have raw PHP for like a lot of the business logic. And then I wrote a whole other system for them, basically using Node, and then for the back end, and then Angular for the front end. And it was Angular just because it was the only. They use a lot of AWS.
I could never get into Angular, but okay.
Angular, it's Angular, Vue, or React. I kind of like Angular now that I've sort of gotten to a little bit more than React. It's a little bit more, I don't know, readable, because React's got its own sort of thing. But yeah, I mean,
React is real strange to me. I cannot get into React.
The problem with React is a lot of people came into programming just learning React, and I feel like it rots your brain. I think like if you learn JavaScript first, then it doesn't really matter what you use after that, because JavaScript. Right. But a lot of people come in and then they're so deep in React, and they're learning about second order effects, and I don't even know all the things within React because I'm not super deep into it. But it's its own ecosystem, and it's good.
React changes too damn much.
It changes a lot. Now it's good when you're working Facebook did it, because when they were changing code with jQuery, one line of code would break the rest of the site up, right? And so it's great when you can break things up into components and modules. And when you work on one module, it doesn't affect the rest of the modules. So when you're working,
we don't have to worry about jQuery anymore. Not really.
No, 75% of the web is still jQuery. It's not going to go away for a long time.
Yeah, well.
Jules, you're a Salesforce guy, right?
Thankfully, Microsoft saw the light and banished Internet Explorer, all versions of it.
Sorry, what?
Thankfully, Microsoft saw the light and banished, finally banished Internet Explorer. In other words, the Trident engine for HTML.
Yeah.
Edge is. I'm feeling Edge though. The current version of Microsoft Edge. They add
Chrome.
Well, it's faster than Chrome. That's one of the reasons I like it.
That's good. Yeah.
But in Chrome's defense, it is based on Chromium, so
yeah,
there's that. But and this latest version I got with this new computer, they got this little sidebar, and it's awesome. You can check your email and generate an image. Believe it or not, they got a little image editor, AI image generator on the side.
that's dope.
So it won't take all your prompts though, but it'll take basic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's in fact. Let me show that. Scroll down here. Oh, where's that? Here it is. That's how I generated that.
Oh no.
Hey, they wanted a bear. You can always call 1-800-CALL-A-BEAR.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm working on other stuff for the Colosseum, so I generated some.
That's dope. That's dope.
Some black, some black Colosseum warriors and stuff.
Reminds me of Gladiator 2. I saw bits and pieces. Have you guys seen the preview for that yet?
Yeah, the trailer looks solid.
I'll look at that later.
It'll be an entertaining movie.
I'm sure it will.
Be a revenge tale. Denzel plays what's it called? Slave made good, who runs. I think he's Numidian. Runs part of ring up in the southern part of the Roman Empire. Yeah, it should be entertaining at the very least.
I almost trolled vote blue no matter who with Trump for vice president after Joe Biden said that dumb shit during the press conference. Man, I almost fell out my chair when he said that. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, wait, what the fuck? No. You can't make this shit up.
Yeah, the people around him are devious, because he said he was only going to do one term. I mean, it was clear he could barely make it through the first term.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to, it's just devious.
Yeah, a lot of people are correctly calling it elder abuse.
It is.
Speaking of which, and we'll probably get out of here on this one, which brings me to this video. Let me pull it up. But yeah, you still got knuckleheads that it's like, we need to babysit. Babysitting Biden's better than having Trump. I'm like, okay. Let's see here. Go to profile. Okay. Let's go to share.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's me, but this is some hilarious shit.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the. Good job. Clapping.
Can you tell the difference?
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the. Good job. Clapping. This is
patronizing.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the. Good job. Clapping. This.
Oh yeah.
Take a chill.
Listen to this illogical bullshit.
This is what delusion sounds like. I have been saying for a while that a lot of these white men who are anxious in the Democratic Party and who keep hollering about placing Joe Biden, like even the ones who were yelling that he shouldn't be the candidate, even though we have never not had the incumbent president as a candidate for president as a candidate for a major party in this country. Like, just
So Lyndon B. Johnson doesn't exist. I mean, really?
anyway, what I'm saying is these
Okay.
of Kamala Harris, and this take makes it very clear. Hold on, let me get another one. This pretentious right here. Read this. It should be clear to you now that these men are not afraid of Joe Biden's age. They are afraid of Kamala Harris taking over in 2026, and then off of the success of these two terms, running for president in 2028, winning, and then running again in 2032, winning, because the Republican Party knows that they are broke as a joke because Donald Trump has siphoned all their money away, so they can't even really afford any more campaigns. And Kamala Harris would have a historic 10-year term, which is enough time if we give her the Congress that
I can only take so much of that bullshit.
I know, honestly, my brain like shuts on and off every couple seconds when she's talking, and I can't even make out full sentences.
There's a lot of them like that on TikTok, man, and I think some of them. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being for real. I think some of them are demon possessed. You know, you look in their eyes.
They drink the Kool-Aid, man. They drink the Kool-Aid. They drank the Kool-Aid. Like, I remember during Obama's presidency, there was one woman who worked for one of the federal agencies, like I think Office of Civil Rights, something like that, as an attorney. And she was taking her lunch breaks and smoke breaks and all these types of breaks to go and make calls for the Obama campaign, which you were not allowed to do as a federal employee. But she did it, and she wound up taking more time. So she got fired from her job because she wanted to become like an insider and like become a known entity. Meanwhile, she never worked in the federal government again. I don't know if she worked after that. I'm sure she, did. But like a lot of these people are so politics brain obsessed. Like politics is their pornography. It is they are turned on by it and they need it and they just can't get away from it. Meanwhile, all they're talking about is like one branch and one wing of what's essentially like a bought party. They get anything from it outside of maybe getting Twitter likes and maybe making a career on that. This shit doesn't make sense, man. You can't really get power. You're just a publicist for power.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's almost like a religion at this point, right? It's like people like, Christianity sort of fallen out of favor, in the West, and people have just chosen politics to fill the void.
That's sad.
Yep.
At the end of Planet of the Apes, they come up on a statue of Joe Biden wearing a diaper.
No.
Oh my gosh, you ain't shit, Joe. Damn.
He's shitting himself. I mean, it ain't gonna go up for him.
He should just be able to retire and show. Like, we really should have like an age limit, unless there's like an emergency exemption type thing, right? Like, we're not saying we're just saying we got to get a little bit more clearance.
By the way, I saw a clip of Auntie Maxine Waters, as they call her, talking about, I'm older than Biden, I'm still spry. Like,
for an 89-year-old, like she's old.
Yeah, she's not 89, but I think she's like 83 or 84.
Yeah, I mean, there's a sweet spot for a lot of people when it comes to politics, especially on the national level. I mean, like the amount of energy you have to put in, and it is. I think Waters does not have to do as much of the hand holding and stuff. I mean, she has kind of a built-in network,
right?
But if you're going to be president, you're not getting 8 hours of sleep unless you get a lucky week. You're just not getting that. You're just always being pressed.
Well, especially if something like some type of emergency or something it happens, and like you need to wake up in the middle of the night, right?
That you have that it has been agreed upon that this is the office that can agree it and okay it. Yeah, I think the sweet spot for president is like 50 to 65. I mean, there's a couple people that can do it at 70, up to 70, but realistically, not many. But like that 50 to 65 window gives you enough time that you have had a lot of experience, you've made a lot of connections, you have
Oh,
enough
speaking of
wisdom
which,
that you can
there's a
make
fun
good decisions.
this little fun fact. A lot of people think JFK is the youngest president. That's actually not true. The youngest president is Theodore Roosevelt. He was
Teddy.
42. Yeah, Teddy.
The Teddy Graham.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also,
And that might be the youngest you could be, is like 40.
42.
That's what I think. No. I'm saying like to be effective, I think you at least have to be 40.
Right.
You know, yeah.
Well, especially now, because 40 back then was like our 50, 60, right?
Yeah.
Like people
That
went
Wonder
through a lot
Years
more
40.
shit.
I know.
You know, like
Lost
our
a leg
40
in the
now
war.
is like, yeah, our 40 now is like 25. Like you see, like how many Gen Xers do we see that are like 55 and above, and they're wearing fucking jerseys and Jordans and caps, and they're talking about game
Speaking of
and
40,
like crazy shit.
the one silver lining of watching Tyler Perry's movie is making good still fine as hell.
Yeah, she's definitely got, you know, she's got something going on. I ain't mad at her.
She's attractive, but she was much better looking when she was still very fertile.
Yeah.
Well, that's the point, right? Like most women are. You're supposed to. The natural phase of things is you find them young, and you stay with one person, and you remember them when they're young. So when they're old, it's not like a thing. Right? That's the natural thing, right? And so this whole
And then they
thing
have
where
your
it's just,
babies, and you could be forgiving of them gaining 20 pounds.
exactly, right? But obviously,
She
when
looked better. She looked better than Tia Mallory. That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, I don't know what Tia Mallory is doing. Like, she's breaking up her whole family to.
Well, according
get in the
to her,
streets.
she's now in her quote unquote hoe phase.
Yeah, she's getting dicked down by every struggling actor who wants to get put on.
Exactly. She said she graduated out of the relationship. It's so crazy. Sorry.
Is she in anything performing wise? Like, is she on any series or any? I mean,
No, she's just working. She just called herself dancing on Instagram, trying to be an
social media
Instagram.
money. Social media money. Okay.
Yeah, and failing miserably, but you know.
She's making her money though. She's probably getting a nice check every month from being a train wreck, but she destroyed her family. And yeah. Right. She's getting Instagram money and TikTok money.
Well, according to BGS, apparently she had a side dude, and the side dude didn't work out.
It never does. Why would it?
Yeah, well. Yeah.
Very rarely does
Tyler
it work
Perry's
out.
movie, but you know, it's a Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah, because Tyler Perry movies are strictly based on reality. They're all facts.
But if you get a chance, go on TikTok and look up that funeral scene. That's the most fucked up funeral scene I've ever seen. Had that moment. Don't you talk about my boy. But anyway, I'm getting sleepy and I need to go to bed. Got to do something in the morning.
Yeah, same here. I got to teach that Python class. Thanks for having us up, baby.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody that came through. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace
out.
Yo, this is AB Media 83. Want to support the channel? Hit the Cash App. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification so you can be notified the next time I upload a live stream or video. And always remember, keep it grinding, keep it pushing, keep it moving. This is AB Media 83. And I'm out. Peace.